my stereo jack hooked up in my headphone jack, so it was assuming that I had a microphone. So it was over. So I just need to get my meditation music. I have to, I got to get into, where is it? This is one I usually put on. And it's the ones that I use for meditation. This one is actually called, hang on, one sec here. It's Native American music by 24 Relax. They have a live stream on all the time, and that's the one that I like to have playing. It gives you like the native kind of undertones. I had my headphone jack from my stereo that I was listening to music on through my stereo from my computer, and I had it plugged in the headphone jack, but it doesn't have a mic, so it wasn't picking anything up. You know, the music that I music, meditation music, healing music, relaxing music, and it's done by 24 Relax. It was on all like 24/7. So that's the one that I like listening to. Anything to do with shamanic or native spiritual healing music is what I usually play. Whatever I'm playing at that time, I'll start saying it within the video so you guys can check it out. And maybe, you'll have some vision quests or whatever you want to experience. I can go into more detail about doing vision questing. That's a little bit more detailed and a little bit more intense. And I'm not sure if YouTube would allow me to say some of this stuff on here. So I would have to check into that because it includes like elevating. You might see one person on YouTube that has actually done medicinal medicine, and I'm actually shocked to see it because I have medicinal medicine that I use, which isn't common to everybody. Not right this second. Like, I'm waiting for a few people to come in, and then we can get underway. We just got started. I just haven't even smudged or anything, got anything like the sacred space ready for anything of that yet. So I'm just having a little chat. I don't like to be rushed. So if you want to hang in and just chill out and relax, like, don't rush me because you won't get an accurate reading that way. So I'm just sharing some of my insight and some of the things that I do prior to doing readings. You don't just jump into doing them. So you just kind of have to, allow the rituals to happen. I'm just sharing some of them with you. So if you don't want to wait around, then by all means don't. Okay, but don't rush a reader when you want a free reading. Hey, Elizabeth, how are you doing? Okay, so like I was saying, I don't mean to be rude to you, Savannah, but if you've seen my videos and you've seen my streams long enough, you should know that I do a ritual. I smudge before I start doing readings. I don't just jump into them because okay. So, how's it going, Elizabeth? What's new and exciting? I don't like to start my readings without doing a smudge first because it clears the energy, or the energy that I've been kind of picked up through the day, so that I can have good intentions when I'm doing readings. So that's what I mean. I need to re-ground myself before I do readings. So that's what I really dislike, that when people come to the channel and are you answering questions now? And it's like, do I look like or sound like I'm answering questions now? Like, hello? Oh, man. Some people, whoops. I like to enjoy my time with you guys while I have it. You know what I mean? Anyway, back to being grounded. Okay. And that's the one thing, when I don't have my meditation music going, I just feel out of sorts. And I don't know why that is. Like, it's very very odd to me. It's almost like a new addiction that I have to have that, right? So yes, let's ground people, ground. Let's let go of some of that tense energy that's going on around us, or that, has been generated around us, that we don't want to be attaching ourselves to or having it attached to us. So we're going to ground ourselves a bit here, getting things organized here, because I'm not sitting at my actual table that I normally sit at. It's a little bit more comfortable. It's nice and cushy. I can just relax. Okay, so we're going to actually be using the file cards today, you guys. So we're going to step away from the traditional tarot cards, that we normally use. We're going to step away from the masculine, feminine energy, and we're just going to do insight into what we need to focus our intentions, or if we're having a hard time focusing on certain things, that it will offer insight into what we need to learn, or that we're not focusing, or that we're being told, or the karmic lessons that we need to be learning at this time, right? So we'll get that started shortly. I like to ground myself a little bit first. So we're just going to pop that one up here for a little bit. We'll give you guys some smoke there. We'll send it to you guys as well. So enjoy the vibrations I'm sending to you guys. Ease, the calm, the relaxation. There is also a really good meditation if you want to do like a quick guided meditation on YouTube. I found it yesterday and I was actually shocked by it, because almost instantly when I did my first release of my first breath, like you do your inhale and your exhale, the first exhale that I did, I felt my shoulders drop about 3 feet, it felt like. So I was holding a lot of tension within the shoulder area for myself. So it was only like a 16-minute long one, and I felt like so good after that. I got a lot of work done after that. I had my focus, my intention, my goals that I wanted to get done for the day got done, and I didn't stop at meditation. See, my brain's already floating off for the day. It's like already like checked out like since noon today. You know what I mean? So we're gonna see what's going on. I did pull on the other stream. I did pull the card calmness, and prior to that, it was like there was a lot of chaos going around. Or cards, those ones that I use for personal insight. Oh, I got it upside down. And they're really cool ones. They're kind of like anime ones. So we're gonna see what's going on here. Which one is this? Oh, that's okay. Okay, so we're gonna pull past, present, future, and we're gonna pull an outcome card and see what's going on as an overall theme for today. I guess we've got 2 outcomes. We have options. We have options coming forward for us. All right, so the first card we have up is called the Nothing card. I don't know if you can see that one. I don't know if you guys can, if that comes through, but it's called the Nothing card. It's like emptiness. So maybe feeling a little empty in the past. Not feeling, satisfied. Like you're just feeling just blah. Like just really empty and gray, and just not feeling like you're transitioning anywhere, or that you've kind of come to like a brick wall in your positions. The next card up is the Cloud card, and that's, bring this down a bit. So that's the Cloud card. Taking time for choosing your decisions, taking time and thinking over them, taking the time for yourself, taking time for doing it, but don't judge the outcome. Like, don't preconceive what you want the outcome to be. I look like I've got my third eye open right here, right? That big light. It's kind of cool. Feel good about, and feel good about, the result or the intention revolving around it. The decision will bring you a lot of more easy feeling, like you may be kind of sitting there distracted as to what you want it to be, and it may not be resulting in what you want it to turn out to be, right? But feel good about it, that the result that's going to come out, that and do it without judgment. Don't judge what you want it to be, or have any emotion tied to your actual decision that you're making, or the question that needs to come out. But make sure you're choosing choosing that decision, and you've really put thought into it. You're not just whimsically making it. Like laws of attraction are coming through. You gain positive if you think positive. If you're thinking negative, you're going to attract negative, right? But you also will attract, when you're thinking on that positive level, you're going to think about the good things that are coming through, and good luck will shine on you, right? So your luck will also improve, right? Then we have the Freeze card, right? Understanding personal power. It's okay to take your time. Like we had the Spirit card animal come up as the couscous, and it was talking about calmness. and just really rethinking everything and having a relaxed mind when you're doing it, so you can get all the resources coming through on your channels that you need to have the messages sent to you. And they may just pop in and pop out. So be aware, really aware of what's going on around you. Be at the forefront, and your awareness is very important, right? And remember that the train of thought, investigate those thought trains. If you're thinking a lot about a certain thing, ask yourself, what is the purpose behind this? What is the reasoning that I need to be focusing my intention as to getting an answer behind this? And if you don't mind, there's no attitude.
I'm making something to eat, you fucking mind.
Holy, so this is what I mean. I have no peace of mind in my own house on certain good days. I have good days, and then I have other people around me that just have shitty days. Okay, so back to the and take that running start. Like, don't sit there and hum and haw about it. Just take that leap of faith and just run for it. Just tackle it. Just take the opportunity, and if you want it bad enough, take that running faith. That running. Leap up the hill. If you feel that you need to have running start at something to get yourself motivated, by all means do it. Like, that mountain could be hard to climb, or that you could be like an ant going over a speed bump, and that speed bump could be like a lot of work to get over, and you might be feeling that you're trying to claw your way up and you just keep falling back. Take a running start at it. See if there's something that might be a little bit more force behind it, more like, right? So put some more force behind your intentions, put more force behind your thoughts, your intentions. You're doing your law of attractions and everything, right? So make sure you guys are doing that. So the outcome cards are the flower. Okay, so we have the flower card. I don't know which side's better to see that on. It's the flower card. Okay, so there's the flower card, right? And it seems like a lot of them are deep in thought, like their eyes are closed, like they're not really focusing on the actual physical space. They're focusing more internally. So maybe being more internal with yourself. Like their eyes are closed. They're either, and they're not like in a sleeping state. Like they're still moving, but they're doing it not blindly, but they're doing it based on what I'm getting is they're basing it on, internally looking, trying to pull out the other senses and trying to focus on using your other senses and other than just sight. Okay. So we want to reserve the results for your awards after you've taken the time and take that running start and actually just get yourself out of the rut. You will see that the results are going to be higher in this next little while as we move forward, right? Your seeds that you've sown are now going to be replenished. It's almost like, what card is it? I believe it was the Seven of Pentacles that shows that you're sowing your seeds and you're waiting for the results, but the results are now here. You're going to see the results of that hard work, that hard labor, that your intentions are being paid off, right? So your intentions and everything are going to come forward, and you're going to see the actual result now of that patiently waiting for the moment, to come or to be revealed, right? You're moving in the right direction with positive mindset. So, keep the mindset positive and keep moving forward. And even if you do get some negative, ask yourself, why is that negative being around me? Why is that negative coming through? What is the lesson that I need to understand before I move forward, right? You maybe feel like you're waiting, like luck just hasn't been shining on you, but like we have with the freeze card, that luck is, or sorry, I believe it was the cloud card. That good luck is going to be coming towards you. So it's reassuring that your luck cycle is going to come forward. So you might find that you're luckier, whether it be love, finances, career, things are moving in a more positive direction. And it's the only thing is feeling that you can't be focused on knowing that just in the nick of time things are happening. Like, you can't get reliant on always feeling that things are going to come, and you get laziness. You become lazy in the thought train saying, oh yeah, well, it always works out for me. Being, aware that you can't rely on that 100% without your input, habit or the rut of thinking that things will always work, without intention, right? So making sure that your intentions are towards that result, and that you're not being lazy about it, right? Can't have lazy energy when you're trying to move forward, right? So that is the message for the day. So that's maybe something that we can focus on for the next week or however long. Like I said in the other video, I am going to be doing the live readings. I'll do like a couple on the actual live stream, but so I'm not spending like an hour or 2 hours doing live streams. You can book your free super mini reading, which is a 15-minute reading. Use the code YTJN 1519 to get it so that you won't be charged for the reading. So it'll know that when you book your reading online on Facebook on my Mystic Tarot, Oracle Tarot, and Metaphysical Services, go there, book the appointment, and use the code when you book the appointment. That way, then I can confirm the appointment, and you won't be charged for it. Otherwise, there will be an option to pay if you don't have the code. So I will manually override each booking so that it won't get billed. Okay, so that is only available, and you have to have a code from where you've seen or where I've mentioned a code to get a free reading on the Facebook page. So make sure you write down the code YTJN1519 and that would stand for like YouTube, so, and it's only limited to one per customer. So you only get one chance at it. So when you really feel you need it, by all means book it. If you just want general insight, or you don't want to take advantage of that, we also have the other offer of if you book an actual reading on any of the services provided on my page, then you'll get a bonus 10-minute or a super mini reading added on to whatever package you order. So you'll get like an extra 15-minute reading that you can either use at the same time or you can use at a later date. Okay, so those are the options that are available. I'll do the odd one here on YouTube for people that haven't ever had them or that are new to the channel. But I'm not going to be doing like 15, 20 of them at a time. It's very draining, and then I just don't have the energy to finish working the other job that I have, right? So try to keep it kind of balanced for me throughout the day. I'm getting more into the cycle of getting more focused as to what I need to get done and doing what I need for me and to get what I need to be done for me. Okay, so I'm not putting anybody out there on the burner. I'm saying that I need to really focus on getting what I need done. I can't be, whimsically just wasting my time anymore. I really have to have, set, times for everything from now on. Because I'm not getting work done that I should be getting done, and I'm slacking myself majorly. And it's causing a lot of problems for me personally, like in my personal development. It's causing me problems, and I'm just not moving forward. And I don't want to be stuck in a position where I'm just staying at one level, right? I want to advance so that I can, have better things and opportunities opening up for myself, right? So with that said and done, guys, we'll do a few today. Plasma, we were going to start working on yours first. I didn't know. You too, Elizabeth. I'm not going to be here long tonight. I'm only going to, do like an hour at the most. So I'm not going to be here long because I do have to log into my my other website here and do readings there, and start, spending time doing that because I've been slacking on that. I've been slacking in every department. I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with the results that I'm getting. So I have to start, the seeds that I've sown are now blooming for me, but I have to keep them moving. Otherwise, still watering and managing my spiritual side of things, right? So it's very important to me. It's very, very important to me, So hello, staff here. We have Plasma, Savannah, Ross, sorry. We have Plasma, Kay Jones. Hello, I think you're new to the channel, Kay. Welcome. Brianna, hello again. You're a regular person here. Aqua A is new. Elizabeth is one of our moderators. She's stepping out, but that's okay. Yeah, we'll see you soon. If not, email me and we can set up the time to get to connect. Okay. Otherwise, you can catch me. Go and book a free 15-minute reading on my Facebook page, and we can connect that way and see what's going on for you, Elizabeth. And don't forget, YTJN1519 is the code for you to get a 15-minute free reading on the Facebook page. You can book your appointment there at any time, whatever day, date, or time schedule works for you. All right, so YTJN1519, and you can go to Mystic, Oracle, Tarot, and Metaphysical Services on Facebook. You can Google search it, Mystic, Oracle, Tarot, and just look through the search engine, and it will actually have the actual page there for Facebook. So there's many ways to get there. Okay, so we'll book it there, and we can connect that way. Because we haven't really connected, and I wouldn't mind getting, you a free reading in because you've been a regular customer. So benefits of being a regular customer and buying readings is, you get the benefits at the end, right? So we'll see you there. So go book your appointment there, and when you have time, and I'll get the notification right away. So that's what you guys can do. So, we're going to pick from all the people that are here, how many people would be interested in drawing a number for the free reading for today? So we're going to pick one person that gets a free reading today from everybody that is currently watching the stream. So we're going to pick one person from all the people in chat, and we're going to do a reading for you today. So if you pick a number between, no problem, Elizabeth, no problem. I appreciate you too, right? Okay, so Rose, Brianna, so that's two people. Who else is there that would like another opportunity to win the free reading for today? And it's going to be only like 20 to 30 minute reading, but it'll be focused mostly on you for any questions that you have within that time frame. And we're going to give away one free reading while we're here. So we have Rose and Brianna in. How about you, Walker? Would you like to be part of that? And we're going to pick a number between 1. Okay, let me write it down first. Give me grab a pen so that I'm not, Okay, so I'm going to write down a number for you guys. Okay, so we have Brianna and Rose. Okay, so that's between the two of you. So I'm going to pick a number between 1 and... Okay, so I'm going to pick the number. So pick a number between 1 and 35. And pick a number between 1 and 35. I will show you the number to whoever is closest will end up getting it. So you guys have like another minute to get in on it. So, we will reveal the number for 3 minutes. We have 3 minutes to get in on the draw. Pick a number between 1 and 35. And the closest person will pick the same number or they're close to the number will have a tiebreaker. Whoever wants to have their actual... So we're going to reveal it in 3 minutes. So I'll set my timer here. Oops. So we're going to set the timer for 3 minutes. And after that 3 minutes, whoever wants their number to be drawn, starting the clock now. So you have exactly 2 minutes and 53 seconds before we choose a number for the draw. And pick a number between 1 and 35 if you want your reading done today on the stream. We're only doing one reading today, so if you want to get in on that, by all means, get in there. And if you haven't had a free reading or you missed out, feel free to book a free, 15-minute mini on my Facebook page, and use YTJN 1519 as the code, and your booking will be for free. So, alrighty, so we have until that goes out. You got 2 minutes left for anybody that's joining the channel or that's in chat. You have 2 minutes to pick a number between 1 and 35. I know you wrote the number down, so you guys get to find out shortly. So we have Rose at, what number did you pick? 28, and Brianna picked 22. And if two people pick the number close to that, we'll have a tiebreaker. So that means if, one picks one number and the other one, and then the number that I picked is in the middle of the two numbers, like one person picks, say, like, I'm just going to use this as an example, like somebody picks 83 and somebody picks 85, the number that was 84, then the two would be picked, would have a tiebreaker for a secondary number. So Yazzie, we are having a draw right now. You got like less than a minute to get in on. Pick a number between 1 and 35, and you can actually have your reading done today. It's going to either be 20 to 30 minutes long, but that's what we're going to do the stream on today. So you can get your personal reading done by me today. So pick a number between 1 and 35 for the draw. The number's already been picked, so you pick a number anywhere between 1 and 35, and we'll go from there. Okay. So what else is new? So free readings are also being. You have to have the code for the free reading on the Facebook page. It has actual appointments that you guys can actually schedule your own. Pick any day of the week, any time between, I think it's 9 and 9 p.m. So you can pick an actual time frame and then put in the code YTJN 1519 for your free super mini reading there, if you guys don't make it through on today's draw. So you have opportunities. There's always a second chance at getting a reading from me free, and it's limited, one per customer. So, all right. So the number was 23. So the person closest was Brianna. So Brianna, that worked in your favor today. See, never give up. Oops, cancel, dismiss. Okay, so see, you put your foot forward and you actually ended up getting that reading that, I was saying you had to wait on. So look at that. Doesn't it? See how the universe works in people's favors when they put their true intentions forward. Okay, so now you get to pick what kind of card. But Rose, you can go and book a free mini reading as well. So don't feel that you lost out on the actual one today. Or you can wait till the next stream and see if you get drawn again. So there's going to be other opportunities for the live stream one or a longer one, but you do have a second opportunity to go and get a free reading through my Facebook page. You can book an appointment there and use YTJN 1519 as the code, and you can get your free reading there as well. So it's only a 15-minute reading, but 15 is better than nothing, right? So that's the way I look at it. At least it gives you a kind of a trial run as to your readings, and feel that you can get some more insight that way. And then if you want to become a regular patron of Mystic Oracle, then you do get the benefits. Like Elizabeth, she's been a long-time customer, and so we haven't connected in a while, so she's paid for quite a few readings, and so I'm offering her a free one. So you do get opportunities to have free readings. It's not always about making that dollars. It's still giving back to you guys, so you have an opportunity to gain insight. So now, Brianna, you get to pick what deck you want. You want the masculine, feminine, or the cloud cards. If you want an overall card first for your main focus of what your intention should be focusing on, we can get that one done as well in the beginning. So, you kind of lay out the reading that you want for this is fine. So we have the cloud cards. To these ones. These ones are the insight cards. So you want the masculine? Okay, so we're going to do a masculine tarot. Okay, so. All right, so we're going to set this for. How much time have we got? So we'll go 25 minutes. 25 minutes, somewhere in there. And then we'll do your reading for that. Okay, so we're pulling out the masculine. So we want to know what's going on for Brianna currently. What is her current state or intentions? What does she need to spend time focusing? Are there any messages from her guides or spirit animal that would like to come through for her to assist her for her June reading? Okay, so you're definitely starting on a new path. You've got the new journeys, new beginnings. So you got the Fool card. You've got your hopes and dream card, but it's kind of in reverse. So maybe you're not focusing your intentions properly quite yet. We have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So things maybe are not working in your favor right now, but the new beginning might turn that all around for you. but you have to be, and we have the Tower cards. There may be some disruptions going on in your current life, current circumstances, or current situations where people are being emphasized. Hang on. Okay. I don't like cards that fall on the floor, so I'm not picking up those ones. And make sure there's no other ones that got away. Okay. When they fall on the cards, it's just too much, like too low energy vibration, so I don't like using them because we try to get away from the low vibrations. We don't really like to have to deal with the negative, but we're going to see what else is popping out here for you. They may just come back out again. We have the Empress card. Okay, so we need 3 more cards and an outcome card, please, Spirit. We have the Moon card in reverse. 1 more card, Spirit. 1 more card for Brianna's reading. No, we're not taking that one. Too much low vibration around that card. So maybe that was another card, the same card that could have popped out. Yeah, they're whimsically throwing them. They're just playing right now. So we want some serious messages for Brianna, please. What's going on for Brianna? Okay, well, your Strength card came face up. So you might be spending a lot of time not focusing the Knight of Wands. Why are they all flying here? Are you like kind of feeling all over the place, or just not feeling focused on what intentions you are having? And what I mean by flying is, are you just kind of like feeling all over the place with what your challenges are? You're just kind of, going with the flow, but maybe you're not thinking or thinking with what the end result is going to be. Like you're just, taking unnecessary risks right now. Okay, so maybe that's you're just kind of feeling all over the place and just kind of feeling at a little bit of a loss right now. And I think this person's had a lot of effect on you. I think that's where that low vibration energy is coming from, right? That he still has an attachment to you and he's really still affecting you, okay? He's having an influence over current situations still, like his attachment. You need to just, if this person is that toxic, you might want to think about cord cutting. You can email me in regards to how to do cord cutting. Cord cutting isn't something you just whimsically do either. It's something that is very serious. It is very permanent. Speaking from my experience, from me doing my cord cuttings, it does work. And it's very final. It's a very final approach to things that are, if things are really chaotic for you, being attached to someone or someone's had their attachment to you and is very influential into your current situations, then it might be something like, if they're abusive or they're stalking, or, you can do the protection around that and do a cord cutting. It's something I don't recommend, but depending on the level of toxicity they're causing in your current affairs, it could be, it's a definite end all be all, right? So it's not something you take lightly. So it's something you really have to think over. So that could be an option as well. Okay, so let's see what the overall energy. Wow, you really felt, let's see. Do we have a flipper? No. The new journey though, but you got the full card. Okay, so you're definitely where you need to be. You've done and made the movements to having things start afresh, anew, but don't think risky at this point. Things aren't maybe not feeling very how would you say, balanced, but you're starting to, you've kind of lost touch with this card, which is your hopes and dreams card. So you might be feeling a little bit unbalanced or not sure what even your hopes and dreams are. So maybe doing some internal reflection in regards to where you want to go from this point, and really focus on where you want and what you need to move forward, right? This could have been, something that you've put on the back burner. This could be something that you haven't given any thought to, but it's letting you know that you need to start focusing back on these because they're not in alignment with you. So take the time to actually focus on the intention, you know. And with our little pagey here, feeling like everything, that you had worked for just was like an upside down failure, but don't think like that. Realigning yourself right now is going to be a very difficult situation. This could also be a resemblance of the person that you left, because we do have the Tower card here. The disruption, your dream of starting anew is now here. So take opportunities right now, the opportunity now to make that become a reality for you. Then you have the Empress card. So getting back in touch with you internally, like nurturing yourself, protecting yourself, revitalizing yourself, focusing on you, your intentions, what you want from life, what you are desiring, what you need at this moment, and nurture that side of you. Like focus on the pain that you've suffered through this situation and nurture the good out of it. Find out what the lesson was that you needed to learn and nurture the good part out of it. The lesson that you've learned or the experiences that you learned from, and really focus on bringing forth positivity out of them. Don't think about them as a negative thing. Think of them in a more positive light and say, the lesson I had to learn from that situation was da 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 da. Not to be around toxic people. Notice the warning signs and not beat yourself up, but just try to understand your position and what your guides are pointing you in a direction of at this point. Right. So everything that you've been kind of focusing your intention on has kind of been put to the wayside. So like all those goals, dreams, aspirations, gifts that you have, that you've kind of not been able to have working for you. It's time to start pulling them out now. Pulling out all those, the gifts, saying like if you enjoyed music, getting back into dancing, or, focusing time for you and focusing just on you. You had a lot of things going for yourself that you kind of put on the back burner because of this relationship, that now you get to, it's almost like, it's time to open up that bag now of the old Brianna that you used to know, that you kind of got, made into something else, right? So now it's time to get back in touch with your personal self. And with the Moon card, in reverse, that could be a good sign, that journey that you were supposed to take with this person that you thought was maybe a soulmate or a good connection in the beginning, now is letting you know, you guys are letting you know that the direction that you were headed doesn't have to be that direction anymore. It's time to change your pathway, change your ideas, change you, removing yourself, how do they say that? Shedding that version of you and into the new version. So it's revamping your space, revamping you, revamping where you want to head in this direction. And it might be a little bit kind of misty right now, but it will settle, and allow yourself the time, allow yourself the patience, and don't get too hard on yourself with the direction that you're moving in. I feel that there's a lot of water surrounding you, so you could be going through like a very painful situation right now, like you're shedding those tears, you're shedding the results of that toxic relationship, and allowing yourself to heal. So they're healing tears. So don't think of it as being hard on yourself in the sense of why are you crying? I shouldn't be crying about this. That's letting your emotions come out and being able to reveal them and heal from them, right? So it's cleansing your soul, it's cleansing your energy, and it's allowing you to be able to let go of the situation, right? I do feel that he did have a big influence on you. The situations, he wanted a lot of control, and so you've kind of you allowed him to have that control because you thought it was in the best interest. But now that you found out that it wasn't, he's not feeling so. The feeling that I'm getting about him coming through on this card is that he's kind of like lost now. Like he doesn't have anybody to, put his energy into, or put his energy onto is a better word. And so he's kind of like, not doing any self-awareness as to why he's doing it. I don't think he's gonna even acknowledge the fact that he was doing it. I think he's still, naive to the fact of his, toxic level. but at a drop of a dime, he'd be there for you. You know what I mean? Like in a not in a comforting way, but in a controlling factor. You know, and just feeling like you went to like death's door more or less, energetically wise with him, until absolutely you were like disheveled, right? When we have this and Five of Pentacles coming out, going to your absolute bare necessity of being in this relationship. You're acknowledging it and being able to move forward from it. It's going to be painful. It's going to be very difficult because your body's adjusting. So allow that transition time for yourself, and don't be hard on yourself with the transition part. Because it is allowing you to heal from it, right? So we're going to pull a couple more cards here. We want to see what's going on. What is the approach that Brianna should take from this point forward to best heal her spirit, heal her soul, and if there's anything coming forward that she needs to recognize, or lessons that she needs to focus intention, or is there new supports, new resources coming forward for her in the near future? What should she be made aware of as far as helping her in a more positive, more healthy direction, please, Spirit? What is the messages for, the coming months? What is the best way for Brianna to transition from this pain? Focusing on you, the details, the financial parts, or, just you internally is with the direction. So make sure you're focusing on those detailed parts. Sometimes don't overlook the details. Pay attention to the details, because sometimes the details will give you more insight. And let go of it. Let go of the past. You have the world in your hand now, and everything might feel a little unsteady, spiritually, or just kind of weak energy. You do have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So just taking time for you, not feeling like you have to rush for anybody, rush for anything. You really need to take some time and really evaluate, the lessons to learn from this, and heal your spirit, right? And let go. You're able to you will learn to be able to walk on your own 2 feet, right? He's going to end up just fading into the shadows. You're going to get through this. You definitely will work your way to this. But you'll feel a little bit unsteady being on your own 2 feet, right? It's like a new ground that you're walking on. So allow yourself to gain those supports. Allow yourself to have those supports that are available to you. But, like we have this gentleman here, and he's got the world in his hand. He's holding on to something for support, looking towards the future, right? So look towards the future. Even though you feel a little unsteady or a little bit shaky or a little bit uncertain, having that uncertainty is okay. And allow yourself to feel that uncertainty to be able to move forward, right? With the Wheel of Fortune, it's not about, gaining anything. Gaining the insight, I think, is going to be more beneficial to you than gaining, like a physical kind of energy coming forward. It's not all about the material world. Sorry, not the physical, but the materialistic part of things. This isn't what I feel this card is about. This card is kind of saying you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse because you need to focus and heal for things to actually become, a whole for you, and moving forward. Right. And he's just going to fade into, the background. You will get through this. You really need to, when you're having thoughts about him, just let them go and say, you're not part of me anymore. I don't need you in my life anymore. I don't need a thought of you, because you're so used to having them in your life that you will have thoughts of it going back to, thinking about, oh, well, we had good times here. And don't let that continue. Okay. Don't let that continue in the emotions. Okay. Or the experience. Allow it to understand it that, counterbalance it with thought of, but then this happened, and let your mind remind yourself, bring back the memories of what was the end result, right? To keep yourself in check, right? And he will gradually fade off into the sunset, over time. And it's not going to be easy, okay? But allow yourself to feel. Let yourself be you again. Let yourself feel again. What other messages do we have here for Brianna pertaining to her current situations or present? And then we have the Death card. So everything is complete. Your completion is here. Okay, so now it's time you have to pick up and move to a different, surroundings, or a different headspace, or your environment is going to be changing, right? Um, so you have the death card here, and don't think so hard about it. Like, you're going to mourn it, you're going to have feelings about it, you're going to have memories of situations showing up for yourself. um, and when you have death, you have to mourn it, you have to feel it, you have to work through the energy, you have to work through the emotional part of that loss, because you are losing a part of you, and the part of you that's being lost is but still pieces of you, but you have to decide what pieces are you gonna, if you want to hold on to them as mementos in the positive sense. It's your option. If you don't, that's your option too. But the death card, and then you had the Fool card show up for you at the very beginning of your read. So you have both the cards saying that you're on the right path, you're moving in the direction that you need to be moving in. Just be careful about the decisions and actions that you're doing. Don't just whimsically think about them. Be very serious about moving forward, because it is right. Um, because you will get over it. You will find a space. You will find a place where you are feeling comfortable again. Right. So just know that your guides are working with you. They are protecting you. They're keeping you close in mind. They're keeping you in a direction. So there you have the Ten of Swords. So you're not quite ready to completely let go. You're working through this stuff, and the only chance of getting through it is allowing yourself to feel those emotions. Whatever the emotion is, whether you're feeling upset, whether you're feeling angry at the fact of what he did to you or the experience that you had with this person, and don't hold him in any sacred area of yours. Okay. First and foremost, you don't want to have any attachment to him. So you just want to exclude him from the whole equation and focus on your energy and saying, okay, well, I'm feeling a little bit, complacent. I feel lost because I don't have so and so in my life anymore. So now you have to, kind of rebuild your life all over again almost, right? Because it was so toxic. And just allowing yourself to be expressionatory. He may have given more than what you thought, and that may come as a really rude awakening. I know that when I was in a toxic relationship, when it came time to let go and move away from that person, it felt like such a relief. But when I started working through the emotional part, it was very difficult because there was a long-term effects, right? So you're working through the long-term effect of the toxicity that has become part of you, right? So, whether it be jealousy, envy, rage, whatever the emotion is, just sit back and say, okay, why am I feeling this? Like, I'm letting go of this. But think about what you were thinking about at that moment for that message to come through, or that feeling to come up. What were you thinking about? Were you still thinking about the relationship, what you had gone through, what stage of the relationship were you in, why am I having this reoccurring energy come back to me? You have to, it's something that has repetitively happened over and over again. So each experience that you're having is going to have a different emotion, or it could have a numerous emotions tied to the same experience, right? So you could have went through like 5 different emotions in that one experience that you have to work through, right? So that's maybe why you might be drawn back into a state of, okay, well, now I'm back into this experience again, or I'm thinking about this experience again, but there's a different emotion tied to it, right? So just realizing that there are the emotions and saying, okay, I want to heal from this emotion, and try to do the opposite of whatever the emotion is. Like if you're sad, try to be happy. If you're, complacent, try to be busy, or, try to find the alternative to whatever emotion that you're feeling. If you're feeling angry, meditate, take your time for you and just kind of re-centralize yourself and don't get caught into that motion, right? Okay, so that's 20 minutes. So we're going to find out the outcome of what you need to, what is the outcome going to be for Brianna? What is the direction she's headed in? What is the outcome for our friend Brianna for the month of June? And you know what? You're going to get through it. You're going to come across the finish line. You may end up having, a lot of support around you right now that you may not be accessing a lot of, that's going to carry you through that. You're on the home stretch. You're going to be standing at the other side, stronger, happier, with a lot of support, a lot of people standing beside you saying, you can do this, you can do this. You've got your cheering team around you. You're going to cross that finish line, with your guides on the other side cheering you on. They're like, over here, like, we want to do this with you. We want to work with you and be able to help you through the journey, right? So allow your energy to flow, allow your emotions to flow, have to. And, if you're feeling like you're thinking a lot about it, then journal about it. Write it down. Get it off your mind. Okay, so say, I really didn't like such and such because of this, this, and this, or whatever you're feeling you want to write about. It doesn't have to be, specifically about them. It could be just talking about your feelings and what you're feeling or what you're going through, the emotion or the experience that you're reliving. Just write it down. Do some journaling on it. Get it out on papers. It's a lot easier once you get it out of your internal self. You stop internalizing about it more than when you have it on paper. And you'll find that, it'll get easier over time. Like, I don't expect this to be an overnight fix. This is not going to be an overnight session that you're just going to get through. We can work. I can work with you on this one. That's not a problem. Offer you the support or the guidance, whatever you need to get you through this little bump in the road that you're having of life, and we're going to get you through this. We have a lot of support. I'm sure there's people on the channel here that can offer you some support as well. Hey, Ashley, that are willing to help, offer you support, some direction. Maybe there's some people on here that have gone through really toxic relationships that can relate to you, or that you can relate better with. I really hope that, you can get through this, though. You've made it this step, and this is probably the hardest step that you've had to make, is to make that decision to leave. Okay. So don't beat yourself up at it. Don't feel like you're not achieving anything, because you've taken the hardest step as well, and that's getting out. Okay. So just give yourself a pat on the back, give yourself a hug, give yourself a moment to say, hey, I've gotten this. I did this. I'm good. I'm, in a better where I can go now. You know what I mean? You'll be able to think clearer, and give yourself time for the, the smoke to clear kind of thing. You might be feeling a little hazy as to, it's almost like you've just coming out of like a nightmare, and you got to get your bearings and get your grounding done. So maybe doing some work around grounding, maybe doing work around, clear thought, meditation. Clearing your emotions, right? Allowing you to feel those emotions again, because there could have been a lot of emotions stuck inside that, from the amount of time that you were in the relationship, that got stompled on, that you didn't get to feel. So they may end up coming up for you, and they may be scary, they may be fearful, but don't approach them with fear. Say, this is something that I have to work through. This is something that I need to heal from, for me not to have to bring it into a new relationship, because you don't want to drag in, the habits, or the habits that were brought forth from the toxic relationship into a new one. You want to heal from them, leave them where they are, experience them, write them off, and shed them. It's like you're going through a molting period now. You're going to let go of everything, and everything's going to change, and everything's going to feel just like weird. Like it's almost like you're in a new body now, and now what are you going to do with it? You have to kind of reprogram yourself. It's like you're going through your own personal spiritual therapy now, right? You have to do your spiritual physiotherapy for your spiritual self, right? Yeah, I have a lot of energy around me on a usual regular basis. So, so just taking time for you, and just, don't rush it. If you don't feel like rushing for the day, and you want to just sit around and just kind of be blah, just enjoy what you have now, and just take baby steps. Don't jump into it. Don't rush into anything that you're not ready for, and don't be forced or have to feel that you have to rush for anything. You're on your terms now. It's your life. It's your terms. You don't have to have anybody else's permission. You don't have to have anybody else's. You're going to feel a little bit of freedom, but don't run away lavishly and just totally pay disregard for, the lessons that we're meaning to be learned, right? I don't know. That might be some dust. I don't think I don't know. Are they? No, I don't think so. Really? No, I think it's from the light. See, watch. See, I think it's just dust, you guys. I hope they're orbs, but I have to dust my house. I was doing some cleaning today, so there's a bit of dust in the air. But yeah, so they're rather large ones that you'll see. These ones are like dust. These are little dusty things from the light. So if you actually see the orbs, they're actually orbs, like big orbs. You'll notice that they're orbs. Like they're probably, let's see, where's, like you'd see them and they would be the size of the end of the pen, right? So they would be significantly larger than that when you see the orbs fly through, or you see them come through. The energy will, will definitely. See, that's just dust. My house is so dusty because I live by like a main street, so it's like the dust is just like phenomenal in this place. There's it's just doesn't say much, but it is. It's really dusty in this place. You have to dust all the time. So what about the guy Aaron? He's not my ex. Do I have potential for the future? I have feelings for him. Okay, so now do you really want to be in a relationship right now? Just because you have to ask yourself, are you ready to be in another relationship? Is this a healthy situation that you're going to walk into? We can ask your guides and everything to see where it's going. LOL, dust. Yeah, no, my house is dusty. I live on a main road, and it's just, the worst place. If you have issues with dust, living by a main street, like a main byway, is definitely not the best place to be. Well, you really want to know the truth? Let's see. I don't think now is the time. I don't think this person, when we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, I don't feel that he's in like a relationship status kind of thing, like not looking for a relationship at this point, from his point. So maybe there's something going on with him that he's not ready to move forward into a relationship. So there could be things going on for him, that he's just not seeing a relationship on the horizon, right? I don't think it's personal. I like personally towards you. I think it's just in his general personal aspect of things, that he's not feeling that there should be a relationship at this time for him. So don't take it personal. Don't feel that, it's not because of you. I think it's just he's not ready for a relationship right now. Oh, my stream stopped. Okay, hang on. Oh. I don't know if you guys can still see me, but my screen went blank. It went dark. What happened to my screen? Uh-oh. Okay, hang on. We're coming back. We're coming back. Okay, hang on. I'm waiting for my page to come back here. I don't know if you guys can hear me or anything, but I lost you guys for a minute there. Because like I was saying before, it kind of glitched there. I don't feel that he's wanting a relationship right now, and it's not personally against you. I just don't feel that he's at a space where he wants to be in a relationship. He's not feeling complete right now. I don't feel that he's, relationship. So there could be, stuff that maybe he's just not wanting. He could have come out of a relationship that he doesn't want to be part of right now. He could be shying away from it right now. Queen of Wands. Maybe it's personal for him, feeling that he's not adequate. He's not feeling adequate enough to be able to give himself to someone right now, or to be able to have that energy flowing for someone. As far as why, let's see what's going. As far as why is this person not wanting to move forward? Yeah, he's not having a lot of strength. Something has happened to him, relationship-wise. His strength is not there. He's not feeling strong enough. We have the Moon card, so maybe, coming out of a situation where there was just, the communication was just too much. It was falling on deaf ears, not wanting to hear the nattering, the nagging. He could have just wanted to escape from that for the time being. But I do feel that, the relationship that he could have been coming out of, he held dear to his heart. He was on a good foundation. But just the overall, it just wasn't what was meant for him to have, right? Even though he wanted it bad enough, it wasn't the timing for it. So I don't think the timing is right for a relationship with this person, especially if you're coming out of a relationship and he could be going through his little, healing session for himself, and he may not be interested in a relationship. I think the last one he could have very well come out of could have been, a heartfelt one, right? Oh, that's the neighbor doing laundry. Here, I'll distract you a bit from there. It's just the laundry room is outside, right? So, as far as that's concerned, Brianna, I think you should just kind of just heal right now and take time for you, enjoy life. I don't think, jumping from one relationship into another one, I personally don't feel it's a good idea, but you would know better as to, how you're feeling and what you want to do with it, right? So my recommendation is to just focus when you're ready, right? Um, so just give it time, right? Just take some time for you. You're young yet. You've got a lot ahead of you. You have so many more opportunities that are going to open up for you now, that you're going to enjoy being a little bit more freer, being able to have some freedom and just enjoy life, right? So don't jump from another one. My recommendation is don't jump from one when you haven't healed from the last one, especially if it's been toxic for you. Toxic relations are the hardest to get out of, and if it's taking you this long to get away from it, enjoy that. Enjoy that time to just breathe, relax, and enjoy what you have, coming forward for you, right? So as far as what's coming forward for you, what is coming forward is going to assist Brianna in her transition. What is coming forward for Brianna with her transition? What is coming for the positive for your transition? You're going to definitely not want to let things lie right away, okay? Because we have the Four of Wands in reverse. So, this could either be a good thing that you're holding on to something from that relationship, the good part, or the memories of it. You may be holding on to it, but don't let it be the death. You don't be falling on these swords. Don't let yourself be caught. It could end up, just totally destroying you. If you're not careful with how you're working through your energy, right? And you're definitely feeling like you're coming out of a battle. Okay, so heal from the battle, heal those wounds that you have. And, like you could have been blinded at the beginning, and it's time to take the blindfold off and see for what really things are. Okay, in this state of not knowing where to step next, walking on an ice or on eggshells kind of feeling, that's over and done with now. You can move forward. And move in a direction where you know that what you're doing and how you're moving and what direction you're moving in. You're not just kind of being led by the deaf or the blind. You know what I mean? You're actually going to open your eyes. So, those battle wounds are deep. Definitely have been through the war. Even your wands that you use to protect yourself have taken their beatings. You know what I mean? Like, look at the wands, even they look like they're just beat up all to hell too. You know what I mean? Like, they've taken their battle wounds. So it's time to take time for that battle wounds and healing, right? So, energy wise, focus on that. Because love you can always find. That's not a problem. That love is always going to be out there. There's always going to be somebody that'll, be in a relationship. There's always options for that. Like that, they're far, they're a dime a dozen. You can have them, right? There's never a shortage on that department. So never feel like you're missing out on something. You're just waiting for the better thing to come through for you, right? You're not missing out on anything. You're just getting to the party now, and that you're just getting to the party that's just started rocking. You know what I mean? You didn't show up too early. You didn't show up too late. You're right where you need to be on time for the ball. Okay, so don't worry, Cinderella. Your dress isn't going to change, and you're not going to turn into a pumpkin. You're just arriving to the ball just in the nick of time. Everything is just in the nick of time. Everything is working in your favor, right? So that's a blessing. That's a really good positive direction for you. I'm really happy that we could find that, right? I can see you. I can see you too. Well, no, I can't see you, but I can feel you. How's that sound? I can feel you, Ashley. Oh, what a day it's been, you guys. It's been a very hot day again today. We've been having like 24-degree weather. So I have a little bit of time here. My streams aren't going to be as long in the future. Let's see what else is going on here. Okay, so let's go into chat here for a minute, people, and see what is going on with all my subs. Has everybody subscribed to the channel? Hopefully everybody sends a like, does a like, hit a thumbs up for us. You're more than welcome, Brianna. See, you had to just wait. Patience was a virtue for you after all, right? You were asking me about the reading, and I told you that you have to wait for it. And look at that. You ended up getting one. See? So you got the reading that you were inquiring about the other day, and the universe said, okay, it's time for her reading, and she ended up getting it. So, and I was actually going to pick a different number. I was actually going to pick 31. So it actually could have went to somebody that was higher up on the thing, but it ended up being you, and it was obviously something that you needed to hear, right? So I'm very grateful that it worked out and a benefit to you. Whereas other people can, like I said, you can go to my Facebook page and book your free 15-minute super mini reading. Just use the code YT, which stands for YouTube, JN for June 1519, right? So you can get your free super fun mini reading with me still, because I'm going to try not to spend so much time on YouTube. I have to get more structure going here and more intent, because I don't have it's great to do the live streams in the evening because I don't really have a lot to do in the evening until about 9, which is past that, but I can still do my readings after that from my the website that I work for as well. So it's never it's very flexible on that, but my schedule is getting a little bit how do you say, it's not functioning for me, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not finding that I'm getting a lot to be getting done. Like, my tasks and my focus are just not all set. You know, getting lazy and kind of complacent with what I'm doing, right? So I have to kind of kick it up a notch for myself. My expectations of myself have to come up to here again. Not stay down here and just kind of go with the flow. I seriously have to be working hard at what I'm doing. So if you want that super free mini reading, I was cool and I won my very blessed to have a reading today. And you were. So if you guys want to take an opportunity to show some love on my Facebook page, you can go to Mystic Oracle Tarot, or Mystic Oracle 333. Just punch that into Facebook, and it'll bring you either to my profile, or it'll bring you to the page. So it's Mystic Oracle Tarot and Metaphysical Services on Facebook. You can go there, book an appointment, use the code YTJN1519 to get your 15 minutes reading for the month of June. All right, so that's a limited time offer. It's only available to one time or one coupon per customer, so you can't reuse that one. But there is another offer that is available on the Facebook page, that if you book any reading, pay for a full reading, you'll get a bonus mini reading added on to that you can either use at the same time or you can use at a later date. So that's the offer. So like that. Hey, are you still taking any questions? I will field a few questions. We'll do 20 minutes, or I don't know. We'll go for another half an hour or so, answering anybody else's questions that are necessary. So you ask a question, we can pull a card to see what the answer will be. Gain some insight. The best I can do. I'm not going to go into really detailed ones, but we'll kind of get you a yes or no question, or at least an idea of what direction to go in. Where is? Okay. Don't mind me, I'm smoking. So what would the outcome be if I changed my first name? Okay, so like that, I'm just going to go with you because you're the last person in chat that I saw that had a question. So I'm going to field questions for the next half an hour. 1 second, let me just pull that up here. Okay, so what would happen? Okay, so I'm going to use I really want to use the cloud cards today because I really need to start working with them more. I haven't been doing a lot of work with them. I've kind of left them kind of the wayside. So we're going to use the cloud cards and see what's going on for like that. If they were to change their name, would it be a benefit for like that to change their name? Would it be a positive endeavor for like that, or would it be negative? Or what message needs to come through for like that in regards to the name, changing their name? Okay, hang on. One more shuffle. All right. So what is the message for like that? Okay, so we got, I'm not taking that one because it was falling. Okay, so you're going to take this one. Oh, babies. Okay, so what card do we have? The Shield. We have the Shield card. So really think about it. Think about if it's going to offer you balance. So I haven't done name numerology in a long time, but if you're picking a name, do your homework in it. make sure that it's something that works in favor of you. I haven't done name numerology for a while, but if you were to give me the name um, via email it to me, and I can do the number numerology on it and see how it would change you. It's a little bit harder to do it with tarot, but it would offer you protection. It would offer you, but it might offer you, you know, you might be tied into an energy field that maybe not best suited for you. Okay, but you may not find balance at this time. It may offer you more balance in a more directive or more positive approach. It may open up opportunities for you, but to do a name numerology for you, to see how that would change your path, you could email it to me. I'll get Ashley to put my email address in there. Email me the name, and I'll do the numerology on it for you. That's more of a numerology question, but I think that right now it might offer restriction. You might find restriction within what you're going through right now. You maybe need to find more balance in your life. So maybe finding a name that works, that's going to show you more balance. And the name numerology that I can do for that, dealing with life past numbers, your karmic connections, and everything for it. Um, so it's more of a name numerology question, that one. You'd have to email me the name, and I could work out the outcome for you, to find out. But I think that would offer you, you have to, you may end up becoming more defensive, right? It may bring up different emotions for you. The vibration of the name might be different, um, cause different vibrations for you. So it does have a lot of effect on people, right? So email me the name. I can do some details on it, and send you an email back, and that can be, some insight for you. Um, Nancy Torres, what will happen if I reach out to M? Okay, so you want a masculine. What will happen if Nancy reaches out to M? What will happen if Nancy reaches out to M? All right, so the cards that popped out. I feel that he would defend you. I feel that he would be your protector. I feel that he would feel very confident being a partnership with you. But I don't feel that that's what he would want to have to feel like. Like I think he's done with having to fight for a relationship. But he definitely would treat you with the respect that you require, as treating you like a queen. But he's done with all the battles and everything that he's not going to go and fight for your honor. You know what I mean? Not in a negative man, but he's confident enough in himself that, any of the suitors that would come up, he would just be like, okay, do you really want to go through this? Because, battling for love is not what my goal is. Like, I'm not going to, I'll defend you as the queen that you are, but I'm not going into battle for you. You know what I mean? So take what you will from that. Um, but he's confident enough that he wouldn't have to, I don't think. Um, but he's not the type that's going to, um, he'll take his challenges, but he'll pick and choose which one he wants to challenge. Right? He's not one that's gonna, be the type of person that, if somebody looks at you, he's not gonna be a jealous type that, if a guy looks at you, he's gonna get all, his back is all up and his nose is out of joint kind of thing. He's not a very jealous person. He's not gonna be jealous. He's very confident in where he stands with his relationships. Um, you know, his relationships are important to him, but he's not gonna be the jealous type that's gonna, get his nose out of joint and challenge, take on everything. He's not gonna. He's gonna pick and choose them, and I don't feel he will ever feel threatened. Like, he's very confident. He could be a very looking guy. If he doesn't feel threatened, he's very confident and probably very good looking, I'm imagining. um, and it's almost like he would be like a genie in a bottle. Like, if you look at this card, it's kind of like she's holding like a genie in the bottle kind of thing. Almost looks like a little, like a little robot kind of thing, that he would be, at your, well, I wouldn't say your beck and call, but he would be honorable to you. Like, he would do what you would like. He's going to be very respectful, but don't let your lavish for that catering energy to come through. You know what I mean? Like, don't get too codependent on this person, right? You know what I mean? They're there to be, of service to you, but don't take advantage of that. Just be gratitude and show your gratitude for, this person to be in your life. But I feel that this person's very confident and probably very good looking, very eye candy. Definite eye candy. Definite. I want to see a picture of this one. I'm kidding. But yeah, he's very confident within himself. He doesn't have to worry about really threatened by anybody. Like, damn. Mm-hmm. Hot tamale. I think you got yourself a hot tamale there. But don't get too caught up in, him being like a servant. You know what I mean? Don't treat him like a servant. Don't make him have to cater to your every whim, every need. He's there to be of service to you when you need it. Definitely he would be like, have show undying love for you, and be honorable to you. Right. Um, and you're kind of looking at it going, well, you're kind of reserved as to maybe you're withdrawn as to, you've never had that experience. You've never experienced that type of person in your life where they would just put you on a pedestal and just treat you like the utmost queen of Sheba kind of thing, like royalty. You know what I mean? And I think that's what he would do. I think he would be very honorable to you. He would be very, you know, what can I do for you today kind of thing. Is there anything you need? Like when you're sick, he would be the first one to get up and make chicken soup and make sure, you're all tucked in your bed and you've got pillow propped and your TV, or, you got your soap operas on and everything's set. I feel that he would be that type of energy for you. So it may be something new to you that you haven't experienced before, somebody being that aware and that attentive to you. But don't let it become, the base of the relationship. Don't make it become a codependent relationship, because I think it might blow up in your face if that was to happen. You know what I mean? Thank you. It's just my name, but a simpler version. Well, if you want to simplify things and back to you like that, if you want to simplify things to make things more easier for yourself, by all means, go ahead. To keep things simple and less complex that we need as human beings, I think is a blessing for some of us, right? So, back to like that, if it's simpler for you, and it's more, I'm not going to say accepted, but more, accepted by you, that it's simple. You want to keep things simple. You don't want to be complex. You may not be a complex person. So maybe that's trying to tell you that it's time to simplify your life, or simplify the overall energy surrounding it, right? So maybe it's taking a lot of energy from you, having it into the more complex version. So simplifying might reduce on the energy that you're having to put into that name. You know what I mean? So if you were to ask me on an energetic level like that, and putting it like that, I would say simplify it, keep it simple. Don't overexert yourself into a name, or have a name that's highly energeticable, because then it's almost like you have to maintain a level of energy, right? That vibration you have to maintain. And sometimes we don't. We end up, thinking that, oh, we want this really fabulous name, but not realizing what energy is really being put into that name, or the experiences that are being put into. And maybe it's just time for you just to kind of take time for you. Maybe that thought is coming in saying, you're not spending enough time relaxing. You're just putting too much out. Your output is becoming more than the input is, right? So, asking me in that way, I would say energetically wise, take the simpler form. Because the energy level that maybe you have is too complex. It's making life just unfathomable, just like draining you. You know what I mean? So simplifying it, by all means, if you feel that it would be the easier route, take the easy route for a while and see how it goes. And if you don't like it, then you can always change it. But taking the simple route sometimes is a lot easier for a lot of us, right? And I'm getting hot. We've got people doing road work outside. We've got road crew outside, so I don't get to sleep much at night. I had to take an actual pill last night to get me to sleep, because I was listening to the road crew. We've got paving going on, and we've got like jackhammers going through the night. You'd think they would have like a noise kind of silence at a certain time. They work through the night, and they're repaving the whole strip down here. So, it's not a big deal for me to be up at this time, or, till all hours of the night because of it. You get flashing lights and everything. And I don't know if you guys can hear them clanging around in the background, but you can hear them. They're doing road work. Yay! So Is there any other questions? Ashley wants a general read. You want a general question. What is your focus or your intention? What do you want to know about? And let go of the outcome. Let go of the idea of what you want it to be. First of all, when you get readings, let go of whatever you think the outcome should be and let it go and allow your guides to point you in the directions best suited for you, not what you feel you need, but what is best suited for your energy. So Miss Ashley, jump card. I didn't even get to the question and I already had cards pop out. So we're going to take these flip cards. Okay, so the first card that flipped was the Two of Wands. Then you have definitely not feeling like you're in need of anything. So you're not in need of a king. Whatever that means for you, not being in need of having a partner is not a priority for you maybe at this time, or that you may feel that, it's too much work to have a relationship, or the relationship you're currently in is too much work. It's causing you just feel like, just not complete. But you're definitely looking at options. You're trying to find the best way to have, to manifest somebody into your life. But maybe the way that you're manifesting is just too energetic. It's not going the way that you planned it to be. Let me see what's going on here. You may be holding on to thoughts of a past relationship, or a past relationship that maybe, took everything or took all your energy out of you, and you might be not focused or not have the recollection of those moments that you're not noticing or taking thought of. Like there was building of a relationship, but there was no foundation to the relationship. There was no feeling of a relationship that was meaningful. It wasn't a meaningful relationship with that person that you maybe have connected with. But I'm thinking that you're thinking about the past a lot, the past energy of this person, that almost like, they overplayed their energy to you, and it wasn't moving in a direction that you wanted it to. Just 1 second, Nancy. I will answer your question after. I'm just doing Ashley's here for a quick sec. But feeling that you're holding on to that memories, or you're holding on to that past emotions, to that the person was basically, almost like begging for you, like they needed you. They were a very needy person. They were very needy of you, and you just had enough, right? Or this could be, something that could come into your life that could be like this. So just making you aware of the possibility of this person that's coming towards you. But I'm feeling that it is something that, you've, you made the world of, and ended up not benefiting from it, on an emotional, physical level. It just wasn't the connection for you, right? So I don't think right now you should be focusing really on any relationship, as far as, the current connections that you have are not, beneficial to your spirit right now, is what your guides are saying. The overall is, it's time to make, a decision in something, make a judgment call. What is the best interest for you personally, right, Ashley? Make that judgment call. Ask your guides for the direction, and they just gave you the answer that focusing on relationships, you have to understand why they're not working for you, or that why their energy levels are either too needy. Is there something that, maybe your accountability to the relationship you're not seeing, or your part in it, right, to having that effect? Or so unconsciously you're doing things that maybe are causing these to come forward that you maybe are not looking at, right? So I would take time to, kind of just reevaluate the situation, step out of the situation, step out of yourself, take it from the outside point of view, and really be honest with yourself about it. Don't, just say, oh, no, that wasn't like that. That wasn't like that. No, that wasn't, and really think about it. There could have been something that maybe you were doing that led up to a situation, or maybe there was a way that you were responding to a situation that was allowing them to be needy. You weren't, being confrontational. Not saying you have to be confrontational, but standing your ground and saying, listen, this doesn't make me feel comfortable, or it doesn't make me feel like, this is a healthy situation. Like, I'm not here to be your servant, you know, like this is almost like a flip around for, you know, for you spiritually, right? But there could have been things that maybe you were just kind of like, you know, just appeasing the person, you know, continually just doing whatever they wanted just to keep them quiet. You know, it's like a screaming child in the room that won't be quiet, and you just giving them candy, 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 and you're just like, just quiet for a minute, let me just watch my show, kind of thing. You know what I mean? And they just won't stop, won't stop. So you just throw them something, throw the dog a bone, kind of thing, right? Um, you know, you might have just been unconsciously just doing something, you know, like you could have had like your favorite movie on and somebody's talking in the background, they're talking to you, you know what I mean? And it's just like, I'm trying to watch my show, like, shh, just shh, you know what I mean? But maybe you were just like engaging them, you know, turning around and talking to them, and then you'd be mad because you missed your show, you know what I mean? So the end result that was not working out for you because you were putting your energy into a connection that wasn't healthy, or a situation that wasn't, you know, nurturing to you spiritually or physically or mentally or emotionally, right? So you might have just not even realized that that's what you do. You just tune right out, right? You know what I mean? You just kind of tune that out. You just, you know, you just go autopilot kind of thing, right? And you just don't even realize you're doing it, you know. And it's sometimes hard for us. Have the hardest time is looking at themselves. Like, it's fine when you look in a mirror, you say, oh yeah, you know, oh, but I got this flaw here, instead of dealing with it. You know what I mean? So if you have a pimple here, you know, you're going to look at the pimple and go, oh my God, and you'll just pop it, you know, and get rid of it the fastest, you know, instead of taking time and just saying, oh, well, what am I doing? What am I eating? You know, am I eating more sugar that's causing me to have breakouts? Am I, you know, not washing my skin at night before I have, you know, go to bed? Am I, you know, not doing the, you know, my regiment that I normally would do to keep my skin just porcelain clean and no flaws, you know what I mean? So it's just looking at what is leading up to that situation or that experience, right? What are you just autopiloting? Are you just like flopping in bed because you're so dang tired, but you know it's your own fault that you're not doing it because now you have a pimple on your face because you decided just to go to bed and leave all your makeup on. You know what I mean? So taking the steps to avoid, you know, a negative outcome is the position that you really want to take. You got to, you know, if you have strict rituals, like with me for doing readings, like I had somebody come in first in the chat today and say, listen, you know, are you doing readings now, or yes or no? And it's like, I have just got it started. I just got into the stream. I hadn't even smudged. I have my rituals that I do when I do my readings. You know, no, I'm not. And I got frustrated. And then I have, you know, in my video, and I can't change it now, but I had my partner coming out here slamming cupboard doors because he's stressed out about something. And I'm like, excuse me, I'm doing a stream. Stop the attitude. You know what I mean? Like, leave it alone. And if I didn't say that, then he would have continued to do the slamming of the cupboards, slamming of the, you know, dishes or glasses or whatever it was. If I did not say anything, I would have just tuned that out normally, because, you know, as a mother, you tune out certain sounds and certain things that your kids would do. You just kind of tune them out, pretend they weren't there. But it would continue till it irritated me, and it would affect my readings here. So, you know, and I'm not going to let somebody's attitude or their energy come in and deflect onto me, and me to absorb it and allow it to affect, you know, everybody that I'm doing readings for. I don't do that. You know, it's just not in me to be able to function that way, right? There's days where, you know, don't get me wrong, I have my days where I would like to love, you know, spend the whole day slamming covers, and I have. I'm not going to say that I'm not perfect, but I have my days where I do too. But then I have to put myself in check at that point and say, oh shit, there's other people here. Damn it. Now I have to, you know, kind of recognize that within myself. And I have a bad habit of that. I have tantrums. I get mad. You know, everybody does. But just being more aware of, you know, what your situation is and how you're doing your intentions around it, and what your intention is. If you're mad and you want to talk, and you're slamming covers to get the attention of someone, you know, like a tantrum, like a child kicking and screaming in the middle of the bedroom floor because they didn't get their candy that they wanted, or you're just too busy to even focus on their energy, and they're just doing it just to, you know, break that attention and get their attention on them because they need to speak, or they need to say something that they can't express. You know, there's different ways of doing it than, you know, slamming covers, or, you know, throwing a tantrum and just, you know, I feel some days where I want to scream and pull my hair out, and I will do that if I so choose. If that's what I need to do at that moment, I will quickly do that and get over it and move on. You know, and it's taken me a lot of work to get to that point, right? So Lisa, go forth. We are going to answer your question. Did I miss my turn? Sorry, I had to do my rounds. No, Lisa, if you're still here, you know, if you're doing your rounds, let me know, or if you have to step away for a minute, I can get back to you. But if you're still here, Lisa, I'd be happy to answer a question if you have one. I know you haven't been on a few of the streams, so you made a donation last time, which is I really would like to say thank you for the donation. That was very awesome. Thank you very much, and we'll put that forward to the future tarot cards. I have been very indecisive about them. I'm going to write down the names of them, the ones that I would like to get, and I'm going to ask you guys as a group, collective, as a whole, because you guys are the ones that I do the readings for, which deck, we're going to vote on decks and read decks, and then we kind of do like a poll on them as to which deck they are. And I'll probably post that on the Facebook page so that you guys can kind of be active in that as well. So make sure you check out the Mystic Oracle. The more times that I get viewings on there or people start, interacting there, the more I will end up posting there. It is new. I have only had it up for a few months, and I haven't really done a whole lot of work with it because I haven't had my focus or my agenda has kind of been like all over the place. So I kind of, do what I can when I can get to it. But I need to get more structure going and more, I got to do this, this, and this, and this through the day, and this is my schedule. This is what I want to stick to today instead of saying, oh, well, I'll get to that later and I'll get to that later. I'm just like procrastinating a lot of things, and I got to get out of that habit again because I go nowhere when I procrastinate. It's a bad, bad habit for me because I get really complacent that way, right? I never drank so much tea, iced tea in my life than I do right now because of the heat. And having my door wide open, it actually has like a cross flow right here. Otherwise, it's just like, let's see what's going on. So yeah, so I gotta turn my music on. I'm just need a distraction from that. You hear the beep, beep, beep? That's trucks outside my door. Like it's my wall in my house. Now I'll show you my kitchen. It's kind of a mess right now, so I'm reorganizing. But just outside that living kitchen window, about 6 feet over is the road. That's how close I am to a main street, and that's the road that they're repaving. So, it's kind of sounds like they're working right in my backyard, but they're just outside my window. So, so you guys can hear it in the background, and that's what you're hearing is the trucks and the banging, the banging. Is the dump trucks. Come here, baby. Come on, handsome. Come here, baby. I'm going to show you guys one of the kittens now. They're just huge. Hang on. Let's see if I can catch them. Where's baby? Come here, handsome. Come on. Come on, baby. Come sit with me. Come on and sit with me. Yeah. I want everybody to see you. We're going to let everybody see you. See, this is the baby boy. This is a little handsome. He's a little bear. Say hello, everybody. He's such a cutie. He reminds me of like a little tiger, a little lion. Such a cutie. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. You're a good boy. Yeah, good boy. He's so precious. He looks like a little lion, like a little coloring on him. He's just, he's just a precious little one. I love his coloring. He's just like a little lion. He's adorable. He's my little buddy. He's my little snuggle buddy. Yeah, snuggle buddy. Yeah, my handsome little boy. Yeah, little baby. So yeah, so I have 5 of them now. I end up, I found out also that I'm going to be getting the cat that I was going to rehome her into a new home, but they can't place her. So she's coming back to live with us. She's been gone now for 4 days. I surrendered her to a cat coalition new home. I thought that maybe it might have been better for her. Maybe there was something here. Apparently she's been just a person. But so I said, if necessary, then she can come back here and stay because it's best suited for her to be in a place that is, welcome to her. So hopefully they haven't, ruined her from having her placed in a foster home while they rehome her. I didn't think she was going to be rehomeable, but they wanted to try, so I allowed them the opportunity to see if they could work with her or find a way, because she runs away from you, like you can get close enough, or at least I can get close enough to her when you're feeding her treats and pet her, but she won't normally come up to you to show you affection. She will just kind of be at the other side of the room. If you're in the bedroom, she will, come and sleep under the bed, and she'll come into the bedroom and stuff. But to actually reach out and touch her, if she's in the house, she would just like go the other direction. She avoids people and places. Um, but you could still get close enough to her. At least I could, and my partner could get close to her that you could pet her, right? But nobody's been able to get close to her. She's been vicious and hissing and just throwing an absolute psychopath trip where she's at. So I spoke with the lady today, and they said that they aren't going to be able to rehome her to someone. So they would like to return her. And I said, well, I really didn't want to take her back because I didn't want to have to deal with the cat thing again. But if it ends up being that she comes back here and she relaxes, then that's just the way it has to be for her. Right? It's just the responsibility that I have to take, right? Get down. Hey, get down from there. Little trouble. Come here. Oh, you want to go play with Mama? You want to go see Mama? You trying to go see Mama? He's jumped around my table that I have all my Dreamcatcher stuff on, and sees Mama sitting on the bar stool on my table, my bar stool table here. Sees her lying on a chair on the other side, and he can't get to her from the other way because the chair's too far for him to jump to. So he walks around the edge, jumps on a chair, and then goes on the table and then down. Bullshit. Just to see Mommy, right? So, all right. So, Lisa, if you're still here, let me know. I'll wait for you to get back. See what's going on. It is so hot. Like, seriously, dude, I'm sitting here and I'm just like, it's hot here. It's like still like 24, right? Okay, so Lisa, you had a question or? So I'm going to turn on some meditation music here so it kind of drowns out that. Hello, baby. Come on. Come here. Come here. Come on. Let's show you off to the world. And this is the all black one. This is the all black kittens that we have. They're all black. Come here, baby. Oh, hang on. Wait. Come here. Look, say hi to everybody. Meow. What's the matter? Where you want to go? Where you want to go? Huh? Where you want to go? You want to say hello first? Come say hello. Here. Come say hello. This one is just really squirrely. This one is just spoiled. She doesn't like to be held. She's stubborn. There. Look at everybody. Say hello, everybody. You just want to go wrestle, eh? Jump. There's one that, and I'm not sure, I think that's the one that if you even pick it up off the ground, it freaks out. It does not. It freaks out. But I got a new cat tree for them. Right, so I got this new cat tree for them today. Right there at the end of the couch. You see them playing in it. Right, so there's a little cat tree for them that I bought them. Freaking things are expensive. Yes, get that done for them today. And it's like, are you kidding? But they like it, so, they play on it. We had it set up so we had like a mini jungle gym for them. Okay, so Lisa, I'd love a relationship reading or just a general, no question in particular. I love cats. I'm a cat lady. I'm not a cat lady. I never was, but I've always had a cat. I ended up with like a full black cat, and we used to call him Little Bear because he used to sit on his back legs and his claws would come out and he'd look like a little mini black bear, right? Don't eat the plants. No. They're sniffing a cat. I have a cement statue of a cat, and they're sniffing it, thinking it's going to come to life or something. Okay, so you want a general love reading. Okay, or a general reading. Just depending on how much cards I'm being drawn to for you. I keep looking at the feminine deck here, so I'm going to pull the feminine. That was the first one that I looked at, so we're going to go with that one. We're going to see what's going on for Lisa. What's going on for Lisa? Go forth, please, for the month of June. Is there any messages in love, career, finance, whatever it may be, the messages that she needs to hear, or directions that, she needs to have insight into? What are her surrounding her intentions or her thoughts, her daily No, I'm not taking those ones. I tried to save them, but I couldn't save them, guys. Couldn't save them from going down. So I'll throw those back in the deck and we'll see. So in regards to love, whatever seems to be the flavor of the day for Lisa. What is the flavor or the messages of the day for Lisa? Woo. Really? Okay. Well, there's definitely somebody looking at you. I'm going to take that one because it did land face up, so it kind of kicked it back. So what I got was still feeling like you have to you're going to start seeing recognition for your hard labor, like for your situations. Being appreciative of for your overcoming your challenges. You guys are looking at you saying that what you've put forth and what you've done, you're going to reap the rewards from. Like you're going to get the acknowledgement. You're going to be almost gifted. You know what I mean? For the hard work, or that could be around your career. It could be in regards to your personal relationships with people. You're going to get the recognition. There's going to be recognition that's going to go on for you. As far as the present situations, I feel that things just aren't working in the favor of the this could be like Gemini energy or twin like relationship, like interactions with others might be a little bit off kilter. I always look at this Six of Cup card. It was in reverse, but I always look at it like not playing nice in the sandbox kind of thing. Like they're playing nice here. You know what I mean? They're getting along. They're playing. They're planting little flowers. You're getting along with things. But when it comes up in reverse, I always look at it as like you're not getting along with someone. Like there's something that's the communication has gone awry, or the relationship is kind of off-centered, or it's just unbalanced. I'm feeling like there's a lot of unbalance going on right now. Whereas the other way, it's like you're balanced. Like you have the mirrored image, everything is working as it should. It's reflecting back in a positive manner. But when it comes up in reverse, I feel like everything is just kind of a little bit off balance. It's not coming back the way it should, or your intentions are, what you're projecting out there is coming back misconstrued, or it's being flip-flopped. You know what I mean? Like it's not coming back and it's not being received either to the person you're projecting it to, or the person that's projecting it to you is not being received with the intention it was supposed to be, right? You know what I mean? So there's miscommunication. There could be misunderstandings, miscommunication, unbalance when it comes to dealing with others, right? And I feel that you're learning to take time for you, just to take things with the flow. Like if you look at her immediate hand action, it's like I feel that it's coming slowly though. Like you're finally finding time to be able to just kind of just take in, like, sitting by the ocean, you're taking in the breath of the fresh air and just finally being able to breathe again, and just kind of going and just looking after and balancing and grounding yourself, being in touch with the now, being in touch with yourself, being in touch with, yourself internally, and being okay at your place of internal love and development. You're feeling comfortable in your situations right now though, right? So I feel like you're definitely, and then we have as we call it, what do we call this card, Ashley? The bow chicky bow wow card. So you may be feeling a little bit more confident with yourself. You may be feeling more flowing, more energetic, more like you have a lot more charisma going on for yourself right now. You might be having the all eyes on you kind of card. So people are noticing your energy and noticing, that you have a lot of energy and that you're looking after yourself. They're going to notice the changes in you, that you're taking time for yourself, and they're going to reflect outwardly to people. And people are going to notice you when you walk in a room kind of thing. You know what I mean? This is what I always think of this card as a bow chi bow card. And that's what I call it, is you really know and you're really in touch with yourself and you're really comfortable with the state of being for yourself. You're taking everything in stride. You're taking everything as it should come to you. You're not rushing into anything. You're just kind of throwing it out there and letting the universe actually, let the chips fall where they may. But they're working in your favor, 100%. Like everything that is flowing for you, and it just seems like it's too good to be true, though. You know what I mean? Like you feel like, once you walk through the gate, all eyes are on you, and then you just kind of feel like you're going to lose everything. Everything's just going to fall apart. Stop thinking in that manner. Don't think that everything is just going to fall apart. It's just for a moment, right? Start developing it so it lasts longer, so you can extend it. You know what I mean? Like don't or automatically start with the self-doubting yourself, right? Let go of the self-doubt that you're feeling about yourself and actually project the feelings that you're feeling inside. Like if you're feeling positive, then let that positive come out. If you're feeling beautiful that day, then walk in a beautiful stance or a beautiful movement. You know what I mean? Just go with the flow and let go of the self-doubt, because you don't really have time for it. You're learning to go down a different avenue. You're learning different techniques. You're learning different ways of expressing yourself in a more, you know, elegance. You know what I mean? Like poise, and you're just on point with everything you're doing. So everything is working in your favor right now. Um, and that's because of the hard work that you're doing with your internal self. You're keeping yourself more balanced. You're learning to have that balance within yourself. Even though we try to convey that to others, it doesn't mean, with this being in reverse, meaning that because it's not being received at the other end doesn't mean that you have to go and start reflecting, saying, oh, is it something I said? Is it something I did? That self-doubt that you may be having. It's not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of what they're receiving it as. So they could be having an off day and just take it, everything is just kind of, flowing into them as, misconstrued information or misunderstood. But it could be just the misunderstanding that they're just not feeling, you know what I mean? So don't take it in as a personal kind of attack on you that you've sent it out. What happened to it after it got sent out? How it changed. It's like when we played that game when we were younger, and you whisper a sentence to your partner next to you, and it has to go around a circle of people, and then it comes back to you, and it wasn't anything to what you were trying to portray out there or what you had said. You know what I mean? So just allowing yourself to understand that sometimes things are missing, and allowing it to be that. Don't go and start really internalizing it and saying, oh, it must have been something I did, and then you start doubting yourself. You know what you said, and have faith in yourself and confidence of what you said, and know what you said. Like that you said it this way, and don't second judge yourself. You're too on point with everything and too fabulous right now to let that stop you from moving forward. So make sure, maybe even like if you're communicating with people, double check what you said. Re-emphasize it, or say it, repeat it back to the person. Say, did you hear, did you understand what I was saying? Is there anything that you want me to clarify, so that it's received as it should be received, right? And I think the Six of Cups will end up having that rebalance turn back into your favor, that everything will be a reflection of what you said, and it'll be clear. The clarity will be there for you. So if there's miscommunications going on, just reiterate it, be clarifying it. Clarify it. If the person kind of looks at you like a dense stare, or they're just like blank to you, just say, is there something that you didn't understand, or do you want me to rephrase that for you? Like, are you having an off day? And just kind of check in with them, right? When you've done, like, when you're having, like, even with it be work related, like, say, you're doing rounds in the morning, check in with the nurses coming on to the next shift. If they're not understanding, they kind of have a blank stare, you say, is there something that you're not understanding that you need to be clarified? So it's not misconstrued, or I have something coming forward that you're like, oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you didn't understand that. And don't take it too serious. Don't be over zealous on yourself and say, are you kidding? Like, why couldn't I have said that a better way? Why was I so blank and not clarifying it? And then you start internalizing it, right? So let go of that. You're trying to rebalance, put everything into a more easier perspective for yourself. You don't want to lose touch with that, because you're working in a manner of peace and calm and tranquility, that you're enjoying it, right? So we have a few cards that came out now for the situation that you might be looking at. Okay, so your hopes and dream cards came up in a perfect way. So you're on track with where your desires are lying. The things that maybe you want to take another look at, just to, balance that energy out. Make sure you've got everything working in your favor, working, you've planted your seeds where you want them to be, so that they can, grow. They have enough sunlight, they have enough water, you know what I mean? So those hopes and dreams, you might want to just do a little bit of reflecting on. Your abundance might feel like it's a little bit off lately. It's not flowing. But that's that rebalancing that you're working on. So you're learning that you're rebalancing the energy and rebalancing the and take that time for you, right? Getting back, nurturing that situation, nurturing you, or it could be, and see, they always say this is a pregnancy card, but I'm not feeling it's a pregnancy. I'm feeling that it's new beginnings, like new balancing, like new energy, just like just relax and enjoy. take a breath of fresh air, just breathe and just exhale and just enjoy that moment, living in that moment of that just peacefulness for a minute. If you're sitting in your house and finally you get a minute of quiet and relish in it, you know what I mean? Like take it for what it is and take it when you can get it. Okay, we have the hangman in reverse. So that perspective, like I said, that perspective that you're having might be not what you're actually perceiving. So that perception might be misinterpreted. So ask or clarify. For you. You need to get back into the groove of what is working for you and start focusing on you. It's not always about making everybody else's world easier. It's about making it livable. Okay, so you have to learn that livable and being together, but being allowed to be yourself too. Like you're not going to conform to, we're not into a confirmed society where, we have to live by other means. We have rules and regulations, mind you, but our belief systems are our beliefs. What we believe in and what we want to believe in are our right to have as a human being. We're not programmed to have to live a certain way. And I'm saying that, you have to learn to be, what's the word? Not compatible, but you learn that you be it starts with a C. I can't think of it right now. I'm seeing it, but I can't. You learn to be you work together. You kind of mesh together. You find a way that works. You get that Rubik's cube and you're putting it together. You find a way to make it work. If it's kind of rubbing you the wrong way, then express that. Say, I would really like to be able to have some time for me. I'm not going to bash you for the way that you believe. You're not going to bash me for the way I believe. That's our belief system, and we have to learn to mesh that together some way or another. You know what I mean? And that distance could be just, that disconnection. There's got to be some way that you have to reconnect, and maybe just expressing your beliefs or saying, I'm not going to say that you have to believe in what I'm believing in, but I just have a different way of perceiving things than what you would perceive them as. Like my perception, like, you mentioned that he is Christian. My belief system used to be Mormon, and I have no use for it anymore. I have no use for religion anymore. I have no use for the idea of religious thought trains. They just don't work for me anymore. They don't. And, that's my belief. I went to the church and I expressed that to the church. And, as soon as I did, they said, well, you have to follow by this, and this, and this, and this. And I'm like, well, sorry, I'm not going to conform to what your belief system is anymore, because I've gone through my spiritual awakening. I believe in a higher source energy. Okay. I don't believe in like a God thing. You know what I mean? Like, I believe that there is something of a God source or something that's ulterior energy that's higher than us that did create it, right? Yeah, I'm spiritual, but not religious, exactly. I believe that there is a higher source of energy that created something here, right? Whether we'll ever be able to understand that in our physical dimension is yet to be seen. And I don't think it's something that is attainable through the physical realm, right? Um, you know what I mean, right? The physical attainment of that belief has been due to investigating the actual meaning behind a lot of the religions. And I've gone through a lot of them. I've gone through the Hinduism, I've gone through the East Indian Sikhism, I've gone through Mennonites, I've gone through Mormonism, I've gone through Christianity. And there isn't anything in there that is going to change my mind to thinking that I have to believe in. And I'm sorry if there's people that have their Christian belief. I'm not bashing you or anything, but my personal belief is I don't believe in Jesus Christ. I believe there was a man of his form that was living in a physical dimension state. But as far as all that extra, frivolous stuff that went on, and did he escape to heaven and floated up to heaven? I don't believe that's true. I believe that what happened was he went into a more spiritual state of being and elevated. And I think historians were pertaining to that, but it was misinterpreted as being, oh, he floated up to heaven. I think it was more a different way of perceiving things and that it as, right? But he was trying to explain it, nobody understood it. And I don't think anybody really understands it completely today until you actually experience the spiritual death, right? Which I have. I've gone to that. And I didn't go to some pearly gate. I did have an experience when I went through that. I did have an experience of going through a valley of death. I had an experience of this little fat angel coming down and take me up to heaven. was all sunlight and sunbright, and everybody was sitting in their backyard, and they were all in houses. They all had their house of their own, and they looked at me and said, "Oh, Karen, you finally made it. It's about time you got here. We're just waiting for you to get here, to have a big party." It's like, and then I fell back into darkness. And I wanted to stay at that state. I wanted to stay where that experience of light, where there was energy, where there was happiness, where there was unsurmountable amount of love. You know what I mean? But that was what my subconscious was pertaining to me, that there is that level somewhere, that you are going to attain it, that you will receive that, and you will be able to experience that if you get out of the darkness and the closed-mindedness that I was carrying for so many years of being programmed into a certain way of thinking, that you can experience that whole different dimensional love. I don't believe in like that conscious, unconscious, or conscious state of an all-loving world. I don't think that's ever going to happen. Like, let's be real. To keep my point and keep my loving flowing is what I'm contributing. It doesn't mean I'm always going to receive it back, because things don't happen in a perfect world, because we don't live there, right? But we do have an ability to be able to go there. Whether we do it through meditation, or we do it through thought, or we just take a minute to breathe. We can attain that feeling in a physical, spiritual way, right? So whatever you're seeking, Lisa, you're still looking for avenues that are going to make your soul complete, but you're still looking down like alleyways in darkness, and you're having to light your own way. Your experiences have to be lit onto your terms. You have to light your own path. You can't allow somebody else to light it for you. People can walk with you and help you and guide you, but overall it's you that decides what path you're going to go down. You have to make those decisions on your own. You have to make and be comfortable with the decisions that you're making, or comfortable with the thought train that you're having. These are all relying on what you're feeling. Like your emotions play a big role into what you're going through. And you maybe feel distant from your connections, having your besties being around, and maybe you can't talk to them right now. So you're finding that you're feeling very closed off, that you don't have a lot of support. You're feeling that, there's not a lot of people that understand the concept that you're going through. You can't just talk to whoever and explain it to them for them to understand it. A lot of people that they don't understand some of it, and so now you have to kind of, awaken them, but you have to go with it like a whole different route, and you're trying to figure that out, and that's where you have to just kind of take time for you and just kind of just think what is working for you. What is, where are you feeling comfortable enough that you can express yourself? Who can you feel comfortable enough that you can express yourself? Don't allow yourself or your spirit to die, or your spirituality to die, because it's not what somebody else wants. What you believe in and what they're allowed to believe in are two different things, right? Like what I believe in may not be what you believe in. There's always going to be the variations that everybody has, and that's just the way it goes. We try to work it together so that we all can get along. And there's points of my life that, in my spiritual journey that, may be of assistance to you, and may be able to find you a better way to approach it, or, better way of communicating it to others that works for them, so that they can understand it. Because you walk up to people and they think you're not, that I have to pick and choose mustard and marbles. Like, what the fuck is she talking about? And those are the ones that I just kind of like, okay, forget that one. That's just going to be a waste of time, waste of energy. So don't even go there, Karen, because you're just going to like just blow a fuse, trying to explain yourself. So picking and choosing your battles wisely is definitely something that you need to look at. So the overall energy at the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Pentacles. So you're giving. It's like you want to give up. Like you don't want to seek the knowledge anymore. You don't want to seek or journal or do anything. So you might be feeling like you've just kind of put yourself in a rut and you can't get out of it. You don't have any direction. You have no feeling of wanting to motivate yourself. Motivation-wise, spiritually, might be lacking. But that's maybe what worked for you better. Is journaling. Is to be able to set that time aside for yourself. And if you have to go meditate and say I'm going for a nap, and then you just spend that half an hour meditating. If you have to make it so that it works for you, and say, listen, I'm not gonna bullshit you, I'm gonna go lay down and just take time for me, right? You know what I mean? And say, I'm going to lay down. You're not saying specifically that you're taking a nap, you're not sleeping, you're not doing meditation, you're just saying, I'm going to lay down, take time for you. And you don't have to give an explanation to anybody as to how you're doing things. If they want to ask, well, are you going to sleep or whatever, say, well, no. You ask me that question, I'm going to give you the answer. I'm going to go meditate, and just be straight out to the point. Say, no, this is what I want to do for me. I need some time for me, and I just want to be left alone. If you don't express that, and then you have the nagging, then it may cause a rise for conflict, right? But if you take time just for you to say, I'm going to lay down, or I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm going, to go sit in the park and stare at the trees, like whatever it is that you want to do, go and do it. You know what I mean? Find the time for you, but you have to rebalance your energy and get in touch with, whatever is made you stop getting in touch. You know what I mean? You have to get back to that state of being in touch with yourself so that you can move forward. But disconnecting from yourself is, not recommended to anybody on even any level of belief system. Disconnecting from yourself is just a depression. You just keep going downhill, downhill, downhill. I'm just gonna grab some juice. Hang on. Mama girl. Big baby. Okay, so in a manner that sometimes you have to just reiterate it to people, and the miscommunication, the misunderstanding, right? You need to just kind of sit back and say, is this really worth putting my energy into? If you're not fully satisfied, is there some way that you can make yourself satisfied? Is there a time that you can sit down and say, listen, I'm not feeling this, we need to kind of understand each other. We need to rebalance the energy. We're disconnecting, and I don't want to disconnect. Or if I want to disconnect, then disconnect if it's something that's not working for you. But you learn to compromise was the word I was looking for. Compromise it. Say, I want to just have time for me. I want to take, X amount of hours to myself, and whether it be shopping or going out for a walk or getting more in touch with your spiritual senses, your guides, and just, sitting back even, for 20 minutes before you actually, when you're in bed and your partner's lying next to you, just like the way that you find the resources to get the messages to me that I can better balance my energy, because I'm really finding it that I'm struggling right now, and I don't want to struggle. I don't want to have to struggle anymore. And you will be brought into a direction, if you're a spiritual person, you believe in these entities that can bring you there. I don't believe in the devil. I don't believe in hell. I think we've already, gone through spiritual hell, right? Like we're in a spiritual hell until we awake. Like we just are so trapped within ourselves that once you end up breaking free from that cage and that belief system of being programmed all those years, it is such and how do you explain? Like it's just like you just like explode, like the universe exploded, just imploded on itself and then exploded. You know what I mean? One sec. Hang on, one sec. Right. So you either find a way to compromise, or you really have to evaluate it. Because I know that marriages are tough. They are. And for anybody that's going to tell you that they have the perfect marriage, I can tell you 110% they don't. Okay. They're either lacking in something, or they're just disconnected, and they just just keep moving forward because one of them is too scared to be able to stand on their own. Or the other person is so codependent that they stay in the relationship because of the material gain or the financial gain, or being materialistic because they're too scared to stand on their own 2 feet, because they're too scared to reflect on themselves and their faults and their fears and their, to fear to step away from a relationship and stand on your own 2 feet. It can be scary, and I get that. I'm scared sometimes to walk away from relationships in my past where I don't feel independent. I can walk away from any relationship now because I'm independent. I have things going for myself. I have structure in my life. I have things that I desire and that I want, right? Whether the relationship wants to be compromisable to the point where I can do that, then it's going to work. If it's not gonna, then I would rather check out and then check in to a relationship that, there's no hope in hell of it moving forward, right? Expectations on me of me having to do things. Well, there's expectations and results that I would like to see you doing as well. You know what I mean? Like you have to work together. If there's one person that's slacking on the other end and I have to carry the line, I'm not doing it. I'll leave you at, I'll cut the cord and leave you to fucking figure out on your own how you're gonna get up that mountain instead of me dragging you up, and you're fighting me all the way up. well, then I'll just cut the cord and let you just roll back down the bottom and you can figure out your own fucking way. You know what I mean? I can be a cold hearted, person when I need to be. I'm not like that. But, if you push me to that limit, then you will, what you're projecting out, what you're expecting the result to be, you will get the result you want. You know what I mean? I'll give you the result that you're asking for. If you want to throw a tantrum, I will yell at you like a child. You know what I mean? End result will be what you're expecting. And I'll give you that expectation. So if you want to have an expectation of me, of being a certain way, and you're projecting your anger on me and your hostility towards me, then I will turn around and I will turn out and be the biggest lion that you ever met. And I will reflect and become the mirror image of you. You know what I mean? That's what I do. I will become you and reflect it back to you. Like if you want to sit and yell at me in my face, I will do the same thing and be at you going, all right, so now you want me to be like you. Okay, well, I'm going to reflect exactly what you did to me. And, that's what I see. So I will be your mirror and I'll show you exactly how you're coming across as. You know what I mean? So it's all how you feel comfortable expressing yourself. I feel very confident. I sometimes should think before I speak. Sometimes I don't. And I will project that to people because I won't back down. I'm like a pit bull loose on a leash or on a leash. If somebody releases me from that if I release myself from that leash, it could get very scary. And I have to control my temper sometimes because I can get very aggressive. But I won't back down. If somebody was to come into my face, I will go nose to literally, I'm touching your nose. I would never lay a hand on you. I would go nose to nose and, I would have hands back far enough that, they're out of swinging distance and I would never lay a hand. But I will be in your face like a drill sergeant being in your face and you can't hit me. I can't hit you. That's the rules. You don't hit a person. But I will be your drill sergeant. I will be in your ear until you get the message clearly. You know what I mean? I'll defend myself tooth and nail. Because I'm not going to be walked on. I'm not going to be treated as a doormat for most of my life that I was. I would always give in just because it would make the problems go away. So I wasn't facing my own reality. And I had to start doing it, right? Oh, hey, it's no much. It's just, I want you to have the best tools to be able to move forward and, to build that confidence in someone so that they can actually be defensive and work in a manner that works best for them is the utmost result. I'm not here. I'm going to be, like military. I can be military, right? I've been through military with partners and it's made me a stronger person. Sometimes it's made me too hard, but at the same point, I still get in touch with my personal, my tender side of myself and say, listen, Karen, you still have to be, the crab. You're hard on the outside, but all soft inside. Being a water sign is very emotionally attached, and I can attach myself to people, and I want to see them succeed and have the successful things in life. I may not be, a successful entrepreneur, that has millions of dollars doing this, but I have the knowledge and I have the faith in you that I can create and help you and assist you and guide you as a guide to be able to bring out the best in you. And that's what the result is. When I have these little chats with you guys, I will give you, the confidence, the feel good. By the time you're done with me, you'll feel good and you'll feel like you've got strength, you've got power, and you do that positive with that power. Don't go and, negatively give it out or, just foolishly give it away. You learn to keep that power and you learn to keep those feelings and that good feeling and that chat. It's like that pep talk before you go out for your, the big show kind of thing that you're going to get before you start your day. Right. So it gives you something to kind of reflect on and say, hey, I remember that. Okay, now I can use that because I feel like I need a tool. So you go through your little toolbox and say, I remember what Emmy said, or, on the tube feed, or, I remember, something about that. And then you kind of have to rethink and you have to kind of step on your own 2 feet and step on your own foundation, start building that foundation so it's structurally sound this time that you can understand and get through an earthquake. I could sleep through an earthquake. But at least I know when an earthquake and I watch for the signs leading up to that earthquake so that I will be better prepared the next time. Right. So that's what I like is for people to be prepared for challenges in life, for struggles, and we all have them. We're all still going to have them. I'm not going to be a sound mind, sound person and be 100% every day. There's some days where, it's like a cell phone. You forget to plug it in, you'll run it at 7% the next day. Or you know, charging it, you're running at 100 and you feel good and you feel like you got lots to give. And then, you gradually go through your day and you let your energy go. You have to recharge at night. That's why you sleep. That's to keep your energy going. We're energy bodies. Our bodies have to function on food. We can't, if we relied solely on spirit, none of us would be here today. We'd all be just kind of, wasted skin, right? So I'm not wasting the moments that I have in my life to be able to share my knowledge, my experiences, or, my gifts with you guys to make your life more insightful, more understood, you know, and maybe later on I'll start doing tarot teaching for the way that I read as an oracle guidance counselor for spirit, right? And that's what I do here. So that's my main gift, is to be able to assist, guide, and promise of a better future is what I like. So there's things about myself that I still have to work on. I'm not 100%. I'm not 110 yet, but I would say I'm running about 60-40. I'm running a little rich yet. I still have to get a little bit more balanced, right? I'm not perfect. I come across as very carefree and very caring. I try to live my life like that every day in a positive and upbeat manner, to the best of my ability. But I can't always stay like that. There's going to be, those speed bumps that slow me down. Like, say, it's time to slow down, Karen, because I get going too fast and you got to slow your ride. You know what I mean? I get too overzealous, or I get too energetic, and it's because other people around you are just like down in the dumps. So you're trying to cheer them up. So you're just like, oh, you're happy, because you want to see them be happy. The last thing you want to see is people being sad and just kind of, if my streams were like, well, it's kind of like this today, it's just, it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. I can't go doing Mach 1,000 and drop down to 30 in a heartbeat. For me, I can't do that. I'm just too high spirited. Like I just have too much energy that I give and give and give, and I give it because I want them to share it. I want you to have those positive feelings. I want you to have that energy, that burst of energy that you need at that last moment. That last kick across the ass when you're at the end of the line and you're just seeing that stop finish line, and you still don't have, another tear you could shed of sweat to get to that finish line. I'll be the one that'll be yelling in your ear saying, "Get up, let's go, let's go, let's go. You can do it, you can do it." I'll be your cheering line to make sure that you get through that line, or get through that situation, or get through that problem that you might be facing, or to find that love and coach you into getting to the right love that is best suited for you, right? So that's what I do here, and that's what my gift is to you. Yeah, the throat chakra, you can work on that. It's like, a performer. They do those exercises before they go out and they sing. Like Celine Dion has to do like throat exercises. Go la 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 la. You know, Try doing that. Just open it up and just start. You know, Sometimes it works. Like, you go and do a debate. You write the pros and cons on a card, and you say to yourself in front of a mirror. You do like pre-mirror, and you say, okay, well, if this person says this, I'm going to respond like this. Kind of have it pre thought out. Pre-planned as to where you're going to go with it. If you're going to end up, don't let yourself get caught in that negative. Just say, okay, this is not going anywhere, and know when to cut. Cut the show because it's not working. Just cut it. It's not. And then reapproach it, find a different approach to it, right? So working with your throat chakra, I would never could express myself. So I would practice in front of the mirror, or I would, practice with friends and say, I was having this experience, or I would put it into a third person, saying, well, I know this person that was going through this situation. I don't really know how to express it, the feeling of, such and such. And they would give their input, feedback, and it was very difficult because I didn't want to have it, reflecting, saying it was me going through it, but I put it as a third person. I would always speak in a third person aspect, right? And it was a little bit easier because it wasn't actually just all eyes on you and everybody is kind of judging you, because people have a tendency to be very judgmental of others without looking at themselves first. And I was having a very difficult time, but it wasn't much that I was having a difficult time. It was the other people that were having a difficult time with their aspects, of what their belief system was, and their own beliefs. They were misconstrued. They were believing in what they truly wanted to express. And so I would bring that out in people, and they would just express it. And I'd be like, "Was that so hard?" And then I would tell them, that was because I was feeling this way. I didn't feel comfortable enough to be able to express myself and to let you know my true feelings. But I was able to, as a third person, like step away from me and put it as an imaginary person standing next to me, saying this person needs, some guidance. And that's how I worked with myself, to bring myself into a state of happiness and in a state of joy, to be able to reflect on myself. And it was hard. It was very hard. There was nights where I worked on myself so hard, I would literally be on my hands and knees crying, because I was so hateful to myself on how I could be such an angry person, how much anger I had inside me, how much hostility I had against people, because it wasn't them that I was angry at, it was myself. But I wasn't reflecting on that. I would just kind of smash it down like a potato smasher and just, bury it so deep that I wouldn't ever look at it. I didn't have to. I didn't feel I needed to. And then when I did have to, it was that champagne bottle. Every few months that I would sit and I would harm myself. I would cause physical pain to myself. I would, I used to be a cutter many years ago, being suffering from depression, from many things. And it was my release valve. It was my release valve for letting that pain and those emotions out that I couldn't look at, or that I didn't want to face, or I didn't want to look at me, because me was just dirty. I was just a dirty person with all these emotions and all this anger and hostility, and just, I didn't like me. And there's some days I don't. There's some days I still have a lot of work to do. There's still a lot of pain, a lot of past traumas that I have to work through that are slowly getting worked at. Slowly on my terms. And working on my terms was a really hard thing for me to allow myself to do. Was work at my pace. I wasn't working at everybody else's that was around me because they felt that I needed it. Going to psychiatrists and going to psychologists and doing all that therapy work. It didn't work for me because I wasn't ready to heal. I wasn't ready to look at that. And when I was being shoved in my face, it was like I was hitting a brick wall. Every time I was smashing myself against a brick wall. And purposely for what? Was I wanting to cause myself more pain because that was all I knew? All my life, I knew pain, pain, pain. So I would just smash myself against that wall purposely. Um, and learning that there is love inside was just like, it just turned everything around for me. It was having a conversation with one person that understood and actually cared and actually listened and actually gave their input and worked with me, and was there when I needed to talk to them, and they knew the depth that I was going to, and they were there willing to jump to that depth with me, tied to me. If we were jumping off a ship and we knew that we were jumping in the ocean, that person would have tied themselves to me and jumped with me so that I would feel safe. And that person I carry with me to this day, every day. He's no longer with us, but the last words that he said to me, I was pregnant when I was young. He looked at me and he gave me so much insight into my life that there was nothing this person would take on. There was nothing this person would challenge. He lived fearlessly. He lived till he was 21. And everything that he did without fear. Um, we'd gone to this function, and he was heading off, and he was so excited about going for his patriarchal blessing and all this. He was a very religious person. He was going for his patriarchal blessing. He was going all these things. He got a golfing scholarship to go to school. He was looking forward to it, and everything was moving. And we were doing his send off. We all had this function. He wanted to drive back home, and it was like a 45-minute to an hour drive, and he was exhausted. And we said, no, why don't you just hang out with us? Well, you can come spend the night at our house or whatever, or you can spend the night at so-and-so's house and drive back home in the morning. Just phone your mom and dad and say you're spending the night with us, and it's just too much for you to drive. He says, no, I have to go see my parents. My last night in town, I want to spend the last night with my parents. He didn't even make it home. Fell asleep at the wheel, hit a ravine, hit the crossroad, and flipped his car 4 times, died at the scene. And that was all because he wanted to spend time. His family was important to him. That his judgment wasn't fair and sound, and we were all urging him to stay. And that person, the last person he said when I was pregnant, was, "You take care of him. He's going to be the most challenging child that you've ever taken care of, but you'll be able to do it because you have the strength within you. You have it. You are being given gifts on a daily basis to be able to handle that." And he wasn't wrong. He was very insightful. But just being carefree and living every moment, but making sure that I use my judgment wisely, to sharing my information. But if I don't share it, then it stays inside me and it just festers. It just becomes like almost like an abscess to me, and I don't want that. I don't want to carry that anger, the pain anymore, because it's not for me to carry anymore. It's time for me to release it, let it go, so that a new growth can happen, new experiences can come in, so I'm able to take on my challenges and be able to move forward and have experiences moving forward, right? So I do my best, and I don't have a perfect life. I do the best that I can every day. Sometimes daily challenges are a pain in the ass, but I still have to do them, or I procrastinate. I'll put them off until the next time I feel like dealing with it. But I'm learning more to use my throat chakra, speak my mind, and work through it. There's a lot of emotions still tied to that person, and I still miss him dearly. I named my first child after him, and but he taught me the lesson of being stubborn. Letting that stubbornness go, and not being stubborn, and so set in your mind that you have to do something, or that belief that without it you're gonna die. You just have to do it that way because things are different, and putting yourself in that rut and saying you have to follow the trail, and not allowing yourself to pull yourself out of that rut for a while and see what's around, and have that experience instead of just trudging along because it's what you should be doing or what you have to do. It's not always what you have to do, it's what you should be doing, to be able to have a little bit of freedom and a little bit of growth, or to experience it in a more positive manner, so it's not a traumatic thing that you have to reflect on later and then work through, right? So 3540, sure, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the live streams. Just giving some enlightenment as to a bit of my journey here and how things are going, and how I'm getting through and how I get through things, or how I approach them, or so anything in regards to questions about love, career, relationships, life, whatever it is, we can pull cards, or I can just be an oracle. That's what I enjoy, sharing it, so that if you ever happen to experience that, you have a better insight as to how you're going to get around that temporary detour, right? Sometimes we need that, right? So I hope things are going well for you. Things are going really well. I have my good days, like I said, my bad days, but Okay, thanks, Lisa. I will, kudos and thank you for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Whenever I happen to check out the Facebook too. I also am giving live free mini readings. They're super minis, I call them. So if you use the code YTJN1519, you can go there and book it's one per person. So you can go there and book like a mini 15-minute read whenever you want, for the month of June. Just book it in and put the code in, YTJN 1519, to get a mini free reading, if there's something that you really need to know, or some insights, some stressful moments, or whatever, right? So Facebook at Mystic Oracle Tarot and Metaphysical Services. So if you just Google Mystic Oracle Tarot, it will come up. And then you just click on it. It's Mystic Oracle Tarot and Metaphysical Services. So you just click on that, and then it's a Facebook page, and you just book the appointment there on the Super Mini. So you'll click down on the little thing that says Super Mini, and then you'll book an appointment for whatever time frame that the appointment schedules for, and then we'll get the notification, and then I'll confirm it, and then we can get together through Facebook Messenger for a live reading, or I can email it to you, whatever it is. All right, so we can just do it that way. It's a little bit easier for me. It kind of keeps my appointments in order, because I also do readings for another website as well, a private website. Well, it's not private, but it's private to me. Like my employer is private to me, but it is on one of the websites out there, one of the psychic networks kind of thing. But you have to kind of find out where that one is. No, I work for Keen as well, so you know, so I work for them, doing psychic readings and stuff. So, you know, had to work for that one. I had to work for that position where I am now. So, yeah, so I have a lot of work, you know, and I do quite well at it. So, you know, I'm very happy. So my schedules, I have to like work around it. Like I was doing readings on, you know, private readings all day today. So my energy level is actually amazed that I still have enough energy. But you know, yeah. So just book an appointment there whenever you feel, you know, like you don't have to do it right away. Whenever you feel that you need to. Um, no thanks. Um, but yeah. So if you guys want to, you know, go there and book your limited super mini reading, then we can do a 15-minute. But there's also an offer on that page as well that if you book a full reading, that you'll get an additional super mini reading as a gift, you know, for the month of June as well, or June, July, and August. It's a 3-month offer, so you can take a choice as to which one you want. All the services are there. Just click on the services tab, and it'll tell you all the readings that are available and stuff. I haven't really done too much with it because everything else is just kind of working with that, right? So yeah, look at the energy. Oh my god, I just saw those ones. Did you see that? It just kind of went. Yeah, I produce a lot, and then the one that went like this. Yeah, I'm very in tune. Very in tune. Wow, that was some intense orbs. I never even noticed that. Wow, that's crazy. Wow, that's like it came right out of my hand. Just poof. You know, I've had that experiences where I've done also done ones where I've done dream catchers and I've taken a video and I've had one shoot literally out of my hand right into the dream catcher. I make all these dream catchers behind me. These are just a few of them. I have a bunch more. There's some on my window over here. Right, I've got them all over the place. I make them, and you know, I do them with creators energy, so I don't make them just whimsically. When I feel creative, then I start making them. Right, so I'm very spiritual, very in tune. No, I'm glad you do, and I'm glad that they're revealing themselves. You know, it's my energy, and it's like, you know, it's like the dream that I had. I had this experience with an entity in my dream, and that was what he did. Was he broke into like little mini orbs like that, and just shattered into like mini particles, and then regenerated himself. You know what I mean? And it was just, I think that's what my lesson was: is that, you know, having that spiritual essence around me all the time is very important for me to be of sound mind and sound spirit, right? And I have a lot of guides around me. I have a lot of energy. I have, you know, angels and oracles and spirits around me 24/7. You know, and the spirit, you know, I can turn on a spirit box at any time and be in connect with them. You know, so it's amazing. I love it. It's an amazing experience, that's for sure. So, was there a question 3540 that you want to ask, or? Oh, gee, thanks. Well, if there's something that you want to talk about in the meantime, by all means, ask. You know. feel good today, though. I actually have energy, considering it's been a long day. Well, not really that long, but long enough. So do you read tarot as well? I was just guessing by your name. Just remind me if I reach out to her, I've been worried about her. Okay, so you want to know Jessica and what you should approach. Okay. I'm gonna pull these guys out. I'm gonna pull these ones out. Okay. Okay, so what's going on with Jessica? What's happening? Is there communication happening for Jessica? Okay. Let's see. Okay, this is a new deck that I'm working with. These are the Destiny Tarot cards. I think she's being a little reckless. I feel like she's kind of going down a path that probably isn't suited for her. She's kind of being defiant. I think she's guarding something. She's got something that she's guarding quite that's quite close to her that may be having an effect on her. That could be a person, place, or thing that's having an influence on this. These ones are more working with, and I'm just going to be honest, they're more of a dark energy. So they kind of reveal a little bit more of the darker side of things for people, like true reflection of darkness. And I pull on that energy because sometimes they're more aware of situations that could be affecting a person at any given time. But I feel that she's going down a path that is not suited for her. She's going out of control. If she's not careful or somebody doesn't kind of step in. I think that communication with her is pertinent. I think it's something you should do. I feel like she's seeking something, okay? She's seeking to find something, whether it be herself or someone else. I don't know if you can see that very clearly, but it's like she's being choked off from reality, like for her sadness. You know what I mean? Like she's just not. She's confident in what she's doing, but she's being controlled. Like there's something that is controlling the situations around her. She has the pure girl is inside her. Like the purity is there, but she's not able to release it. Like she's scared. She's fearful. She doesn't want to be her true self. She's looking for. She's crying out. She's definitely crying out for help. She thinks that she's got it in control. Like she's she's it's like, so I'm looking at this card and it's like that she's losing touch. She's not gaining. She's losing. It's a losing battle that she's in. Maybe she's feeling like she doesn't have a lot of safe. She's looking for safety. Like her safety net is gone. I don't feel that but she's seeking everything in the wrong manner. Like she needs some guidance. She needs somebody to approach her and say, hey, I'm here. I'm support for you. I want you, to see you achieving things in life. I want to see you achieving things. And it's okay to be you. You don't have to be what everybody else is expecting you to be. I'm just going to read your notes here. Okay. It's like she's seeking love that isn't healthy love. Like all these cards, like, she's promiscuous is the word, right? She's being very promiscuous in an unhealthy manner. I don't think she's been taught these lessons. I think it's she's becoming a product of her environment. Her environment is definitely not becoming of her. It's not her. It's her, and she's in there. Like there's a pure state of her being revealed, but she doesn't. She's not able to show that. She's not able to show the natural beauty that she has as a person. She's kind of moving in a direction of, I don't really care. I'm just kind of doing this because, I feel okay. And this, it's a negative. It's definitely negative forces that are around her. And it's coming out in the cards, and the energies are saying that, she's got this dark force around her that, she needs to either use to her benefit, meaning that to fight against the dark forces, sometimes you have to call on them. And like I will work with the dark forces in the sense of they give me guidance, they give me insight. I can ask the energies to go and work with her and to protect her because they're strong enough to be able to protect her from that energy field. They can, you know, do a protection for her, and it's not like doing dark magic or anything. It's doing out of caring from a caring point of sense of she's not experienced the fear yet. You know, she has the fearful little girl that hasn't developed yet. There's the fearful girl that hasn't grown into her, her soul. Like her soul hasn't become whole yet. Like, and she hasn't even embellished on that. You know what I mean? So I can ask the energies to go and look out for her, keep her out of harm's way, or keep the harm at bay for her. But somebody has to step in and say, listen, but I don't think she's at a point where she's going to listen. To be honest with you, I think she's too caught up in it. She's too caught. She's definitely caught in it, 100%. See what other messages are coming through for her. Okay. There could also be a female working with her that might be instigating her down a very dark path that is influential on her. Some energies that are around her that are good good influences on her, but she's leaning more to the risky behaviors. But I feel that there is some purity that she's not allowing to come through. Like people are, the troubled child, like this one. She's still a child, she's not getting her way. She wants what she wants, and that's all there is. So she's learning negative behavior. She's reinforcing the negative in her life. The negative factors are coming through. I'm going to take that card. Jump cards. See, like this person, she may come to the light of this person having influence over her. She may start seeing this person having not her best intentions at heart. This person could be male or female. One sec here. But somebody that has that knowledge or that experience needs to sit down and talk with her. Open her eyes, open to where she's traveling or what path she's going down. But I don't think she's ready for that. I don't think she's going to be open to, I think she's too set in her ways of the rebellious stage right now. She's being very rebellious at this point. Is there any positive going to be coming out of this for her? Who's the best approach? Oh, I don't like that one. Do not like that energy around her. No, it's not positive. It's very dark energy. And I don't think it's going to release on her. I don't think they're going to release her very easily. Like, she's very caught up in a very, very tough situation. And I don't think she sees herself being in that situation, though. She's very blindsided by it. Like, she doesn't see it going on around her. You know what I mean? Like, this one is just straight evil, like just black eyes and everything, like just power. That's all I feel, is that this person has power and control. There's a lot of power surrounding her. And she's just kind of, it's almost like, say, like, what I'm hearing is it's imagine that this person has been given like a pharmaceutical drug that, like a date rape, or just something that's made them like totally obliviated to what's really going on. Like, it's just totally clouded her judgment. She's not seeing it, and she's accepting it. It's what she's only ever known. This person has a lot of control and a lot of, I'm wondering if there's addictions involved with this, or there's narcotics or some kind of drug relating this to this that is having a control of her, to being promiscuous. But the power is there. The power to control her is not going to release her easily. It's going to be a very difficult situation, and it's very... She's definitely being held in a situation that she's not happy in, though. But there's something that she's not able to get out. It's not a good situation. Not good. She walked in amazing. Sorry. She's an amazing person. She's a very amazing person. Like, you see this card. This is the first card that came out. Look amazing. Beautiful hair, just amazing. And then, you get to the reckless stage. The feeling of, I don't care, and I'm just kind of like to everything. And then coming out, there's that little pure girl that kind of, she wants to have that pure innocence, and feeling like she has to defend herself, but is not at the capability of doing that. I'm wondering if there's something more going on, that she's liking this lifestyle that's surrounding with it, and she's kind of letting herself be part of it, because it gives her a feeling of being needed. So maybe and I feel like she wants to make the moves. Like, there's guides and energies around her that are wanting her to get out. Like, they're giving her messages, and she's not hearing them, but they are there protecting her. They are revealing themselves, but she's just kind of pushing them off to the side and saying it's not real. It's not, it's just a fabric of my imagination. It's not a reality. So she's not awake. She's not acknowledging them, and they're only going to be around for so long, but they are going to do their best to remain there with her. But there is, like, it's almost like Cruella de Vil, from the 101 Dalmatians. There's ulterior motives going on here. There's ulterior energy that's being placed on her, and she will end up getting left in the cold. They're going to move on to something that's bigger, better, so she's going to be left out in the cold. But she's made a drastic transformation into somebody that you may not even recognize, like, from what she used to be. Her transformation has definitely moved her into somebody that you wouldn't even recognize today, on a personal level. and she may not be happy with that. She's not going to be happy with the transformation that, you know, the path that she's gone down. She is going to break free from it. She will get away from it, but it's going to take a lot of energy to get her to come to her senses on it. And she's going to feel hurt. She's going to feel pain, but she's going to be more. It's almost like she's going to be just totally down on herself because she's going to feel like she was stupid. That, you know, she's going to just downgrade herself because she's become so weak in her spirit and her energy, and her belief of herself has been so battered that she's not going to have it. You know, like, she doesn't have any self-worth. She doesn't feel like she's worthy of anything but that. So somebody needs to step in and, you know, offer, you know, a hand out of the situation. Okay. No, you can. It's a very sensitive situation that you've got yourself into with this person. You know, the connection that you have with this person. Um, she's very destructive right now, and that could end up turning into a very negative situation for her. But she's kind of conditioned herself into feeling that she deserves this. That she, um, you know, like that thought train of, you know, well, I get my way this way. You know what I mean? If I act this way, I get that. So it's reinforcing